Man, F knows back with another video, and got dog it, that damn Leo. See, it always seems like you gotta deal with the fire that tends to get in the way, but somebody gotta do something. Somebody gotta say something about it, because when it's over, it's over. You know, we think of the fire that ignites when we add the gasoline to the tank in order to smash off, in order to take off. And we notice that even though some cars, they run off electric, we still have to have that fire that just seems to just never quench, even when there's a water sign like a Pisces nearby. Now, I know I may be talking in riddles and metaphors and similes, but I feel like when it comes to the Pisces and the Leo, it just doesn't work, man. It's all about the battle of the egos. Um, why I say it can't last is because you ever go to a party and you meet somebody at the party and you realize that, damn, that person that I met at the party was a party animal. And you like, yeah, little girl, little lady in the club was in there twerking with the yellow panties on, and you was digging it, because your name was Diggins. But yeah, what's going on, Locked Up? Welcome. And it's like, I don't know about y'all, let me know y'all experiences, but like when you begin to snag a Leo, you always notice that it's something about them. It always seemed like when they come around, the flame follows, and they seem like, everything all good, you start realizing that, damn, this woman walking with the confidence that you probably never see in other women, because she likes to flaunt this confidence. But I ain't trying to blow no smoke up their ass, but like, we got to really ask ourselves, is it really confidence or is it really arrogance? What's going on? Welcome everybody. Fred Boy, Rosales, what's going on? And see, when it comes to the Leo, it's kind of like that new sandwich at McDonald's. Speaking of McDonald's, y'all got to go get y'all a fish fillet. Sometimes if you order from the app, you can get a fish fillet, and sometimes they got the deal for 2 for $6. But yeah, anyway, yeah, it's like a new sandwich that came out. And when you're dealing with the Leo, it's like everything is new, nice and hot and fresh when it first come out, right? But nah, bro, you capping, fam. Don't come in here with that bull crap, fam. You got the wrong channel. Now, and you know what I'm talking about. Now, it's just like that new hot and spicy sandwich that just came out with McDonald's. Everybody is trying to get their hands on it, and everybody trying to try it for the first time. That's how Leo is. Welcome, Molly, to the live. So the thing about it is, the first time you meet a Leo, you just can't help yourself. You go for it. You really want to meet her. You really want to, like, hang out with her, because it does have that type of vibe. But here's the thing: like a moth to a flame, once you start to be around her more and more, then you start to feel the flames that I'm talking about. You start feeling the sun. You start feeling this whole self-centeredness that comes with some Leos. It's like they think they're the shit. They think that the light is always focused on just them. And when you're a Pisces and you in a relationship with a Leo, it's not gonna be like that. It's not going to be all the attention on you and what you got going on. And what tends to happen is that when you are with this Leo, you got to look at the pattern. The pattern, like I say, it starts off good, especially when the Leo feels as though she has something that she never had before. So if you in the bedroom and you laying down, you laying it down on her, yeah, she gonna be all for it. She gonna be at, lovey-doveys and acting like, you the best thing on the planet. But the minute you pull back and you detach and you stop that routine, that pattern which I talked about, then it's pretty much you start seeing the real selfishness and the greediness of a Leo, and who they really are, and how petty they can be. So I say all this to say is, me and my girl, we broke up. Okay. Now, nobody planned this. This was not like, yeah, hey, on Thursday we're done. That was not how, I didn't see it coming. And one thing I noticed is, like, when you got Scorpio Pluto placements, it's always shit starts to fall apart. Like, you may have built something and you probably really, really put a lot of time and effort into a project, only to find out that it ends up, falling apart. And sometimes when you had a Scorpio placements, you start to do it intentionally when you realize that you really have to let go of something that is not bringing you any type of happiness or is not making you grow. So when you are in a situation where you feel like you have grown out of certain things that other people might still be struggling with, then obviously you can't grow there. What I'm talking about is, like, let's say you with somebody and there's certain things that you want to change about your life, like your diet, or it might be something that you really want to, maybe just have that transformational experience for yourself. Well, good luck. You're not gonna get a Leo support with something that is pertaining to you and making you look good in the end. So what you would get, though, is a jealous Leo that would try to stop you, that would try to get in the way, that would try to discourage you, that would try to use deflection. Every time you catch them on some shit, they'll try to use deflection to try to make it seem like it's you, the one that's doing whatever it is that you're trying to get them to be accountable for. So that's why, what's going on, James? Welcome. And see, the thing about it, we was together, locked up. We was together for 4 years. But this is the funny thing. Okay, so you remember when I talked about the dreams and the illusions? Here's the previous video that I just did the live on. Have you ever been in a dream where everything seemed real and you thought the situation was real, but it probably was just a phase? It probably was just you being in a daze. It probably was just something that could have been, but it's almost like it would never have realistically lasted if it were a real situation. So how do I see this from a different perspective? Now everybody looks at, everything in a what's happening right now type of moment. But what I see is that before you meet your soulmate, you are going to be with people that are going to show you what you really want. You see what I'm saying? Versus what you don't want. So, like, the type of woman that Leo was to me was, what's going on, Sharnice? Welcome. What's the question, Fastbear? What's going on? Yeah, definitely. Welcome, Lewis, KJV. What's going on? Welcome to the live. And see, the thing about it is, it's like, do you really want to be in a relationship with somebody that is in competition with you? Do you really want to be in a relationship where somebody is not used to having anything special? And it's like every time You don't have to have a birthday celebration for every little single thing that that you accomplish in your life. Like, you should be clapping for your own self. You should be telling your own self that, hey, you're proud of your achievements. But trying to make yourself appear higher than your mate is not a relationship. So it's, to me, it's like what transpired between me and my girlfriend, ex-girl, now she's my ex-girlfriend, is the fact that everything, when it was, see, I had a transformation experience, so I've changed my ways, and hey, unfortunately, it didn't start off like that, because I was trying to see where her heart was and what the hell her intentions was with me. So she was very helpful and generous in the beginning, like I say, because she felt she was getting something she wanted, which was, getting in the bedroom with her. She wanted to F all day. She wanted me to F her all freaking day, all night, every day, spend the night, do this, and I wouldn't do it, because there's a moment, this is what I feel, and what is realistic to me is that you should only be intimate with your woman if she's your wife. At least put a ring on it. At least put a legitimate label on the situation, because what's the point of getting married if you already screwing around with the person, you already getting in the bedroom with the person? What special is about that? So why would you lower the value of yourself, including your sex game? Why would you lower that just to be in this whole little, situationship that is like, okay, it's not really a realistic it's not a realistic relationship. This is more like a rendezvous. This is a something that's like what you would do if you was to travel to a different state and celebrate your birthday. And she actually went to a venue like that. She went to a place for her birthday to celebrate, and it was like a boat cruise. And then she told me that one of the guys of her, that was with her sister, he wanted to do a three-way. She tried to say that, oh, she wasn't for that. She didn't want to do a three-way because she was, slightly drunk, and she didn't really want to do nothing. Do you think I believe that story? Hell to the no. Because that's the thing. The Leo likes to change the narrative. They ain't gonna tell you that, oh yeah, I went to a boat cruise and I slept with like 3 or 4 people because I was just drunk as fuck, and wanted to just have a good time. And you got to understand that the attention that a Leo will get from that situation, they're going to really go for it, because that's going to give them more attention. They're going to feel like, oh, I was the globe in the situation. All the attention and the spotlight was on me. Now, it's so crazy is that I don't feel anything. So I was the one to break up with her. So this is how it spilled the water, when the pitcher of Kool-Aid without the Kool-Aid pack couldn't even get inside of the damn pitcher in time enough for the situation to actually fix itself and mix itself together. I was already done. I had enough, and I put my damn foot down, and I realized that, you know what? This is not going to work. It's never going to work. It's never going to work, because what I feel a true Pisces wants in a relationship is full support, 100% support. So that requires you to be consistent. But if you switching up, and 1 minute you're doing something, next minute you're not doing nothing, because, oh, you know what she told me? She said, oh, the reason why I won't help you with anything. Oh, I don't want to rub your feet anymore. I don't want to do all these things that she know that I actually enjoy. Oh, because you stop giving me sex. Now, in my mind, I just, like I say, I lost You know, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. And some of the pieces within the chocolate box, they don't taste good. So when you try some shit and you only got that one favorite type of piece of candy or chocolate, you really just acquire the taste just for that one piece. And when we were used to do do the wild thing, I got bored. I just got bored. And I don't know how many of you guys can attest to a situation or relate to that feeling when you are with a woman and it's like you guys are like, they don't do it they don't do it for you in the bedroom no more. So it's kind of like, what is the point of this? Like, why I'm not the type of guy that I would just do something just because I'm trying to get myself, a date, trying to get myself off. I'm not the type of person. Like, I would rather find what I want than to actually settle and just be doing something just to be doing it. It don't make sense to me. And yeah, definitely they're attention seekers, Lewis. Definitely. Yeah, I was dating a Leo, Misty. I feel like it didn't work because, first off, I'm gonna tell you, number one is Leos don't listen. And I feel like that's very important for a Pisces. Is a Pisces can only do so much to get your attention. And a Pisces telling you, like, you know what, you don't listen. And and then with a Leo, she just starts to deflect everything that you say to her. She starts to use her pride as a shield, and she basically just starts deflecting everything you say. So that's kind of like, if you basically say something that she does that is basically, it's not a put down, but it's like, constructive criticism, and you tell her, hey, you don't listen. There you go again, you don't listen. Then with a Leo, her little comeback would be like, oh, and you don't listen. And yeah, you've been stupid this whole time. So it's like, with me, she tried to make it seem like I've been stupid this whole time. Like as if I was really going for everything. But I told her, I said, did you not realize that I stopped coming around? Like, I really stopped seeing her. And I said, that was actually, I mentally checked out. Emotionally, I was already done with you. I was just hoping you would find somebody else to put up with the bullshit. Like, I was already done. I didn't want the confrontation. I was trying to, in this situation, cut the tie and just hopefully, I was expecting her to just kind of, fither away and find somebody else without a fight. Let me see. She said, please don't. Oh my, yeah, definitely, Lewis, definitely. Yeah, and see, I'm very freaky. I got I'm a super, super, like, on 10 type of freak, but I still have a standard, and my standard is, you got to know what you're doing. And see, I've been enlightened as a Pisces. I've been enlightened to this new height of sensuality. It's like, I want it to be a certain way. And if you don't perform, I'm done. I don't give a damn what else you do. If you don't know what the hell you doing, you can just move on. Hey, go find a little lame, somebody else to F on that, hey, they just want it because, hey, it's a lot of guys out there that'll eat the cat. They'll do things where don't even know you from a can of paint, and they'll do things because of just the thirst. Is this, hey, they ain't got nothing else. So if ain't nothing else coming through, you got people that do anything out of desperation. But see, me, it's almost like, no, like, you gotta actually, once you realize what you want, that's why I said that life is like a box of chocolates, because once you find that peace and you like, damn, this shit is good. You like, man, I wish I had more of this. But when that's gone and then you try to replace that, it's almost like you try to match that one piece and what it tastes like to all these new people that you meet in your life when it comes to dating. It's like, damn, Brenda, man, she had that good neck. Like, damn, Brenda had, man, me and her in the bedroom, we was getting into some freaky stuff. I wish more women was like Brenda. See that comparison, and it's like when you don't find it, it makes you feel like it makes you feel like you wasting your damn time. It makes you feel like, because why would you do something if you're not happy? See, it's like, why would you do something you know you ain't getting nothing out of it? It's like, damn, you ain't even, you know what's really sad about the whole situation? Has that Leo that I was with, has she ever put a smile on my face? Hell no. That is, I'm going to tell you, pay attention to that type of stuff, because if you realize if a woman can't even put a smile on your face, I'm talking about it could be something she say, and you know that shit ain't funny, fam. Bro, you gotta know, like, man, she's just not doing it for you, fam. Like, she's not putting a smile on your face. None of that she say is interesting. Her conversations is all self-centered. And it's like, bro, that's why I said when you're done, you just gotta be done, fam. And it's like her energy was just offset to mine, because the conversation would be like, when I would be at work, every time I would talk to her, then I'm getting accused of cheating on her. Oh, you don't spend enough time. Yeah, I know. Oh, have fun with your little thing on the side. Like, I'm working. What the hell are you talking about? Then she'll say stuff like, oh, so you're the new mechanic guy. Like, oh, so you're, making love with the tools. Oh, you're doing whatever I'm doing. If it's not about her, she's gonna talk shit about it. And Pisces is only gonna deal. Hey, you on thin ice when you basically start to do that. A Pisces like, look, you are already insecure because I'm actually putting my mind and efforts and my energy into my job. And you can't wait freaking 1 week, 1 day, 1 month to just see me when I can see you. It's like, oh, she will twist that, change the narrative, and call me selfish because I want to go to work. That's bullshit. That's why I said, like, with some Leos, you gotta be careful, because they're symbolic to a giant spider. Now I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, whoa, that's just a fart, like that's crazy. You actually compare the Leo to a spider, but it is true, because they basically they create a web of lies to attach you to it, and then once you give them something, you feed the spider, then they start to roll the web around you, and then they feed off of the stuff you give them for, like, later on, just like a spider does. They wrap their food up, and then they come to it, and they might sip, get a few sips, and then go back, crawl in, try to catch some more prey, and then all they do is just wrap their food up and just come back and eat up on it when they feel like it. So they think they could just have you at their wits end. Like, no, don't even fall for it. But yeah, you gotta be careful, man. Like, you really have to really watch the Leo, fam, because like I say, I'm gonna tell you what a lot of people have compared the Leo to be: a very demonic sign, fam. Like a evil ass sign, fam, because it's hard. The type of manipulation that this fire sign is capable of is deadly. Like, I'm talking about, they know when to gaslight you. They know exactly what to say to get under your skin, but that's only if you have skin for them to get under. Because as a Pisces, the secret that I've had for the longest is that I never was in love. See, I never was in love with her because how the situation started. So it didn't start on a good foot. It didn't start on a good note. So it's like, I got with her because I was lonely and I needed a friend to talk to. And I didn't even get that. I couldn't even talk to her about nothing. And I'm going to tell you, the trick is that you can't even see some women. You can't even talk to them about certain things, because if you start to talk about something emotional, then it's curtains. See, you can't even if you talk to a new woman let's say you guys are dating, and you start talking about some shit that's on your mind, and hey, you trying to just figure it out, even if you just talking, they will get mad at you for talking, just for going into an emotional conversation. And it's like, damn, but a Leo especially, it's one-sided. So anything you tell her, she doesn't listen. Her mind cuts off the information that comes out of your mouth if it pertains to you. But if it's about her, oh, she's just happy. And you sitting up there listening to her talk, she just starts to talk, 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 talk. And then she's all excited about her own words and her own endeavors. You ain't even said, oh, that's great. Oh, I'm glad that's working out for you. She would just simply just start, thanking herself and being so proud of her own self, to where it's like, damn, you just really trying to throw this in my face. Really, you know, and I say this, what put the icing on the cake, but it actually made it a dump cake, because ain't no coming back from this statement. She said to me, oh, remember you said, oh, something about my jobs when she, needed a ride to work. She's like, oh yeah, you were saying something about me when I, needed that ride and stuff. She's like, oh, I got 3 jobs now. Oh yeah, so I'm finna come up. I got my business license started too. Oh yeah, so she was like, oh, so it looks like you're gonna go down. I said, wait a minute. You got me messed up, like, for real. I said, but you know what? I'm gonna let you think you won. You got it. But the whole me going down, no, never. That never happened, fam. But that's what I'm saying. You see how subconsciously and theoretically this had came out of nowhere, to where it's like, damn, you really, in your heart, you really got something against me, because I got a lot going on for myself and you can't handle it because it's not you. See that? So it's like, damn, you really angry at me because you're not where I'm at. But you want to hate on you trying to wish, hey, you trying to basically wish on my downfall. And you supposed to be my girlfriend. That's crazy. And I ain't even do nothing to her. I never cheated on her. I probably, flirt or did, but I ain't never cheat. So it's like, damn, that's how you do. But that's what I'm telling y'all. Like, it took what, 3 years or 2 to 3 years for me to get to know her, and she's still the damn Leo, another Leo, even though it was a different one, and they still perform the damn same. So it's almost like, what, at this point, I can't do no more Leos, fam. I'm done with. They on the list of, once I find out you a Leo, it's curtains, fam. I ain't even finna take a chance, waste my time, fam, because that shit ain't finna work, fam. And never tell them your business. Never tell them something that happened to you from the past or anything, because they're gonna gaslight you and keep trying to reuse that same finishing move that they feel like, hey, you can't fall for it. You can't get mad at it if it's the same finishing move. That's boring to me. Like, you just gonna keep saying the same stupid shit that you think that's gonna piss me off, and it's like, dude, can you come with a better comeback? Like, if you're gonna argue, at least say some creative shit that I actually can get mad about. And I ain't even trying. I know that on my end, it may sound like, I'm being a certain way, but I really, when I argue with people, I expect them to actually have something, something of to get under my skin. Say your toughest joke. Say something. Hey, I could be a troll if I want to be a troll today, but I might not feel like it. But hey, man, it's to me, and I'm gonna tell you another thing. When you in the bedroom, have y'all ever had that experience when, like I said, you get bored? It's the same position. Could you imagine you go to work and you gotta be at the same position every single day, bent over, bent over, wiping the tables down? And imagine that was your job every day. It's bending over and wiping the tables down and making sure everything is nice and neat for the customers. That would get boring after about a week of that. That's going, that's what I'm saying, Misty. Like, after a while, it's gonna get boring. Even if they paying you top dollar, it's almost like you gonna feel like once you feel a routine, It's almost every routine is boring. Every single, if no matter what you do, if you do it the same, it's always gonna get boring. That's why I say, like, with these core principles, they never change. You have to do something different. That's why I say, and if you don't know how, you have to invent something. If you're not a freak, if you're not a freaky person, invent something freaky. Think of something that ain't never been done before. Uh, you maybe take the person's toes and like turn them to the side and then lick in the middle of their toes. That's be some freaky shit that ain't nobody never done before. Create something new, make it fun, make it interesting. Maybe take some I don't even know. Hey, maybe just take some mustard and a hot dog and then just, you know, I can't say all that on here, but they call them. I say this. I know one thing that I seen. I'm gonna tell y'all. Have y'all ever seen a missile launcher? Maybe I'm just a nasty motherfucker. Then have y'all ever seen a missile launcher? Let's see if y'all even know what I'm talking about. If anybody can think of what I'm talking about, I'll cash app you. If you can think of what I'm talking about the missile launcher. And I seen this and I was like, ooh, missile launchers. I ain't never seen that before. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, no, that's the thing. Like, even though I'm gonna tell y'all like 100, I'm not bothered by the Leo and us breaking up. I'm not bothered. Like, I would be totally honest on this live and tell y'all if I really felt that way, I would really be like, emotional and be like, yeah, man, and then I did this and then I did that. It's like literally, I'm not surprised because my intuition already told me that she wasn't the one. It was never serious. She effed up when she told me that I was just a halftime show. See, it's certain things and keywords that I pay attention to when a woman says them, and it's like those are not playing around words. Like telling me I'm the halftime show, telling me that my feet hurt is because you wearing them same damn shoes. I told her I wear these same damn shoes because they're Skechers and I wear them for work. How many of you guys in the comments wear Skechers for work because they're the most comfortable shoe? But yeah, my feet hurt is because I put a lot of time. I weigh 300 something pounds. So yeah, I put a lot of pressure on my joints and my feet always hurt anyway, no matter what shoe I wear. So to me, I ain't really focused on that. But she was like, yeah, that's because you wear the same shoes and that's why your feet hurt. But guess what? I'm not rubbing your feet no more. Like, okay, cool, boom. You ain't got to rub my feet no more because I didn't want you to rub my feet. Like, yeah, it would have been nice to actually have that. But if you're going to be petty about it, I don't even want you doing it no more. So it's like stuff like that. And then I can say, but yeah, that's the thing. Like, the thing about it is like, if you ever have okay, put it like this. If your intuition telling you that somebody is cheating on you, okay? Now I know a lot of people be like, nah, bro, you shouldn't be even thinking about but if your intuition telling you that, bro, do not sleep with this person again, fam. Because like with anything you feel, you don't have to necessarily say it. You could just pull your energy back and be like, look, I ain't doing this no more. Until I see some difference in behavior, then I will probably engage back in that. But I ain't trying to catch nothing. So I just want to protect myself and protect my energy. Why you say Misty, why you say that? You said you got a new phone. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Our feet, yeah, we definitely put a lot of weight in a lot of situations. Just like you said, other people want to stand on us for things and depend on us. But I guarantee she gonna need me one day. She gonna end up thinking about me. Oh man, damn! I wish I could, call such and such again. And it ain't gonna happen, fam. Cause like I say, I plan on changing my number even after this situation because I don't do that whole when it comes to the past of trying to rehatch and go backwards. If something I'll put it to you like this. It's never good to go back to somebody that you already had a beef with, or it's something didn't go right, because that's the impression. If you are going to take a cookie sheet and you was going to make peanut butter cookies, and some people will use the impression, okay, well, they have a little template of what it looks like. Man, listen, if you use that template and you trying to make the same peanut butter damn cookies, it's always going to be that same impression, no matter if it come back to you or, hey, 10 years later. No, fam, it is not going to change. Is what I'm saying. It's not going to change. I don't give a damn if that person is, hey, it looked like they, a whole different person, new attitude. It's still not going to work. You'll be wasting your time letting that person come back, because it's almost like a person, when you done with a person, you should be growing from that situation. You should acquire those lessons that need to be, a lot of times it could be a situation that is supposed to, it could be something that was always trying to get your attention. And now it finally happened through this person for you to learn that lesson. See, that lesson could be never trust never trust this situation. A person, accusing you of cheating when you're not doing that, and they're doing it, don't even tolerate it next time. Those little things that jump out at you and you feel some type of way, like, why are you accusing me of cheating? Well, I guess you're cheating because you have a guilty conscience, or hey, maybe because you've been cheating, you want to accuse me, and hopefully you make me say something that's maybe related to cheating so that you could justify your actions. I'm not a dummy, so I just play dumb, and I get answers. So hey, sometimes that's what you got to do. Yeah, they accuse you because they're guilty, facts. And the thing about it is, I never get hurt about the cheating, because once you cheat, that just let me know, like, okay, you ain't the one. This is a waste of time. But I'm saying, like, my feelings ain't hurt because you slept with somebody else. That's your own life, your own body. You could go out there and jump off a bridge for all I care. Like, and you could you could jump off a bridge and land inside of a dude's lap, and I don't give a damn. Like, that's your life and that's your choice. What it got to do with me is that, me personally, I'm not gonna sleep with you ever again. Like, even if I feel like you doing that, I'm not finna sleep with you. I'm gonna make you go get tested. I'm gonna make you, I don't even, actually, if I feel like you doing that to me, I'm done with you. I don't even want you on me, touch me, none of that, because let me tell you something, a secret about sloppy seconds. Now, you ever went to somebody's house and they cooked something, and it's like, you realize that everybody had a plate off of it and stuff like that. After that, hey, after it's cooked one time and hey, you done had a plate already. What? I don't want no sloppy seconds. I don't want some shit that done been handed to somebody else and been sitting on somebody else's plate. Like, I'm good, fam. Yeah, Leo's definitely something else. And definitely it's because they doing it. No, it's just the brand, because, like, okay, so locked up, to answer your question, like, I feel like this, like, so I still got my Team Pisces channel, which is my, the other channel that I have. So I have two channels. So I still got the Team Pisces, I'm still supporting, I'm still doing that. That's just a separate channel. But this channel, I felt like changing it to F no, it really said, like, I can't say it on this live, but it's really, F no, but I thought it was funny because it was this one guy, and this was a long time ago. We was in school and he was always saying this to me, and I used to just be laughing because the way it used to sound, it was so damn funny. And I started doing this whenever I'll be out in public and, like, somebody's trying to figure out something. And I'll be like, they'd be like one dude, we was now this the funny, it's like little quirky stuff that be making me laugh, and I might not be funny to other people, but I find it hilarious because I was doing Instacart the other day, and me and this old man, we were like literally in the green, we were in the produce section, and we were in there, you know, hand picking on some green peppers and some onions, and you know, and me and him, it's so crazy because I didn't actually know how to pick a green pepper. Like how you, obviously you don't get the one that's all beat up and like, you know, falling apart, you know. So it's like you try to find a good green pepper, right? Just like if you was hand picking onions, you want to get a good onion that still has a skin on it, and it's not too soft or it doesn't, you know, stink real bad, even though onions still smell, but it's not supposed to be like a mildewy smell or a funky smell or a musty smell. So it's like me and him were hand picking the green peppers, and then all of a sudden I was just copying what the lady was doing in the corner of my eye from an angle. I was just looking at the ones that she was picking, and she would look at it and then she'll throw it, you know, throw it down, and then I would pick it up, and then I would like, okay, I was just trying to copy what she was doing, trying to figure out what the hell is the difference. So she kept picking up the green pepper and looking at it and throwing it in the thing. So I started copying her and just doing the same shit. Then the older man came over there to the green peppers, and he started doing the same shit as if he was copying me. So after we was in there picking and throwing the damn green peppers back in the damn big old, you know, the big old little box or whatever they were in, he was like, what gives? And I said, fuck knows. And it was so funny because I swear, like, after I realized how funny that shit was, it stuck to me. Like, you know what? Like, I feel like a little bit of inspiration to Mr. Beast, because it's like his channel is called Mr. Beast, and really doesn't really, you know, you really can't really put nothing to it, but it actually, he made some of that brand. So me, that's what I chose to do with F knows. It's like, I'm gonna make this into a big thing to where it's like F knows, like the stuff I talk about is like, okay, yeah, we all basically want to, you know, figure out something. So why not just bring it into this and hey, make it fun, make it funny. So I felt like, yeah, let's do this, because it's like, to me, like as I mentioned, I don't like to get bored, and certain things of the same routine of doing things or the same method, it kind of gets, to me, it feels like it gets boring. So it's like when I had my other channel name, it's like I kept feeling like I was a teacher. Like I felt like I was teaching. And teaching gets boring because, you know, obviously if you're a teacher in the classroom and you talking about something, you try and tell people advice. Not everybody really wants your advice. It's like, I'd rather just like, you know, talk to you guys on a you know, peer-to-peer, just like a, you know, a different level to where we kind of like debating. Some of us are just, you know, observing, we just talking and, you know, just bouncing off information to each other, rather than me sitting on here teaching and, you know, sounding like a teacher, like I'm lecturing or something. So that's why I was like, you know, I had to switch it up. So F knows is like, you know, I just created a image of my face, or like a, you know, a guy's face with the glasses. So it's like a little, my own little thing. So it's like it's branded that way. So, you know, I always feel like in life you gotta do something different, and it's like you gotta feel comfortable, and that's going to allow you to keep doing it. Because if you don't feel the energy, it's almost like then your audience gonna feel that, you know, that dead energy. Like they ain't gonna feel like watching you, because it's like, damn, you, even though you on point, it ain't really entertaining. So that's why I was like, you know, I just gotta switch it up. But y'all gotta try this right here, man, from McDonald's. I ain't sponsoring this, but you gotta go get you one of these. This is that sweet tea lemonade drink. It's so good. Actually, I feel like McDonald's got the best lemonade. But this is my last day eating this garbage, man, because I gotta go through another transformation. So This is my last day because I'm finna switch my program to, you know, plant-based. I'm sticking to it this time. But you know, it's my last little two for six fish fillets. But yeah, it's yeah, that's what you mean, Lewis, with the Lions then? What that's about? Let me see. Yeah. I'm gonna keep up with the gym streams. Also got I like I said, I'll be doing reactions too on some funny stuff. Like just like I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be unorthodox. It's gonna be weird. The reactions that I'll be reacting to, but it's gonna be funny. So it'd be a lot more entertaining. So that way it won't just be the boring old same old two-step that I was doing before. Um, Also got some music. I got some music dropping too, is you know. So if those of you that are interested, subscribe to the channel or whatnot. Oh, you said guys wearing body but destruction in here. Oh, that's what's up, Lewis. Yeah, see, Miss said locking in, appreciate that. Locked up said, yeah, your reaction was good. That's what I was saying with talking about celebrity. Yeah, definitely I'm gonna be talking about that too. Like reactions to celebrities and stuff too. It's just that I really had to switch it up because it's like when you doing something, your heart gotta be into it. You gotta be passionate and it's like anything you do, you never quit, but you always switch it up where things need to change. It's like I don't believe in quitting unless like a relationship situation where it's bad for you and you gotta quit that relationship because it ain't no longer benefit. It's not making you grow. See, but it's when you if you especially if you on somebody, like if you with somebody, y'all have to be a team. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a team because if you and your girl are not a team, fam, they're gonna be working against you. See what I'm saying? So it's like any woman that have a problem with you going to work, you know what I'm saying, busting your ass and you know taking care of of people and stuff. It's like you gotta look at that and you gotta see what thing about being decisive. You gotta make a decision. You can't worry about being single. You can't worry about rocking the boat. You can't be in fear. You gotta literally be like, you know what, I'm done. I'd rather be, this is the funny thing, I'd rather be done and move on and find somebody else than to sit there and suffer and being, miserable. Like literally staying with the person and just being miserable about it. Like, nah. Yeah, definitely locked up. Definitely, I'd rather not compromise, fam. Like, nah. And that's the funny thing with why you said that, because when I was married, my first marriage, in my first marriage, that's what I disagreed with. I didn't believe in compromising because I felt like you could do both. Like, let's say, and I'm gonna tell you guys that never been married before, those you guys out there that never been married before, it's like, I mean, you really gotta, man, it's not what people think, but it's actually a great thing if you find the right person to be married to, and y'all both got like y'all both on the same team and always have been, loyal to each other. But when that compromising is on a whole nother level, because if let's say the stuff that person interested in, you really have no interest in, then it's almost like you have to be, somewhat lenient and doing what they want to do to override your decision. It's like, bro, like I ain't gonna lie, like when I was I'm divorced now, but in my first marriage or whatnot, so funny because my ex-wife, she used to always want to go to the strip club, and I ain't agree with that. So she would be like, "Oh, I want to go with my girls, and we going to the club, I'm going to the strip club." Now I already my intuition already was telling me like red flags, like who are you going to the strip club with? And I went with her one time, and she was looking at the girls, as they was dancing on the stage. She's all like, oh, she all into it, like it's a damn NBA game going on. She like, oh dang, she got a big old, ooh, Dang, look at that. Look at her. She beautiful. Ooh, I'm like, nah, man, I'm done, fam. See, that's why I said when you as a Pisces, you start seeing everything that other people ain't paying attention to. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, she like girls. Like, oh, hell no. Like, that's what I started thinking. I started, that's what I'm picking up. Like, oh, hell no. And then I felt stupid because I'm like, damn, you married to her? And you just now finding out that she like girl. I'm like, that's why you got to get to know people, man. You got to take time out to actually get to know people, because you will find out stuff about them that will make you second guess, and you be like, oh hell no. Like, damn, she be smoking dope. Oh hell no. Like, but had you just hurry up and got, slept with her and got with her, got her pregnant and stuff, now you find out she, a dopey, and it's like, bro, it's like, damn, I could have avoided this. Like, now you done caught me off guard with this. Now I'm like pretty much feeling stupid and stuck. And like, that's why I said certain people, remember going back to the impression, they just basically try to impress you when they first meet you, to win you over. Some people say, hey, yeah, I go to church on Sunday, and yeah, I sin from Monday through Sunday to the next Sunday, Monday through Saturday. And it's like, yeah, they just say they, go to church just because that woman into church, and they just try to hurry up and, get with you. They make it seem like they're about the same stuff, but they really not. And it's like, they vice versa. It's the same thing. Just like that Aries talking about some, oh, you know, she says she only get with guys that eat the cat, and that's it. She says she don't give nothing in return. That's it. Like, so she said, oh, if you don't eat the cat, then it's nothing else. Then pretty much like it ain't nothing else gonna happen from there. And I'm like, nah, this ain't no gold dust you know entrance and shit. Like, I ain't finna be getting on the damn flow and doing nothing, and rubby dubby dubs on you. Like, nah, bro. Like, even if I was fully attracted, I would not do that, fam. Like, no. Because that's a masculine approach. And that's to me, you got to really watch how people approach you with certain things. Like, you're not really dealing with somebody that's actually talking about, something of essential experience. If somebody wants to do something where they only benefiting from the situation, that's on some masculine type of stuff. That's on some trying to make you submissive to them. And if you fall for it, it's almost like then it gives them this false sense of power over you. Like, oh, then they'll start trying to bully you and trying to, punk you and getting stuff out of you and all, disrespecting you even more. So it's like you really not really, you know, some guys, they get, like, going back to the thirst mode. Some people, they get so thirsty that they'll do anything. So it's like, if you're desperate, you will overlook these red flags because you're just so busy trying to experience something that you fit that you think that you actually need, but it's actually the opposite. See, it's definitely Lewis. It's definitely a spell, because when she said this, and I don't give a damn if she watching this live, I don't give a damn, because I do what I want on my live and say what I want. I don't give a damn if people looking at me and saying, "What you talking about me?" and all. Yeah, if you feel that way, that's on you. I'm gonna say what I say. So it is what it is. Now, the thing about it is, yeah, like, there's people that do spells like that, where they'll actually, try to get you to do some dirty shit. Like, uh, remember I said, if you always got the same position, you got to bend over, wipe the tables. There's some people that actually will try to get you to try some real nasty, like they say, the salad situation. Some people like to eat the groceries, and it's like, you if you gonna eat the groceries, fam, what are you getting out of this situation? Even if the woman looked like Holly Berry, Lisa Ray, even if that woman looked like somebody that you really attracted to, why do you want to eat the groceries? Why do you want to eat the groceries? Why? You ain't getting nothing. You are not, bro. You're not getting like I just feel like if you're gonna really degrade yourself like that, then it to me it's like you might as well go get a you might as well go make a shit shake. Then you might as well go get a cup and put it, hey, make you a damn infused shit shake from the toilet. If you just gonna be, you know, going around just eating the groceries, and just, you know, not giving a damn if the person is, you don't really know them, fam. Like you gotta understand what you're doing, fam. Like you're doing something of somebody that is supposed to use that part of their self for a flush. So you basically putting your you know, bagel eat your bagel biters on somebody's tush, and it's like, dude, you must not really give a damn about ever eating some baby back ribs ever again, fam. Because you once you put your mouth near a toilet seat, fam, you that ain't that's what you're really doing. That's what you're really doing. It's not. See, people don't realize what they actually doing. Oh, but it's clean though. But yeah, but you know, she got a Brazilian wax though, man. Like, ain't man, no. I don't give a damn if it was uh I don't care how it is. You gotta really ask yourself, is this masculine? Would this be masculine of me to do this? If the answer is no, then why would you do it? See? And certain stuff, like I've heard stories where a woman would actually want to do that to a man. And it's like, you got to question yourself and be like, wait a minute, is this masculine? Because she's testing you. See, you don't know when you being shit test. It's like a woman can test your masculinity by asking you to do certain things and catch you off guard with it. So it's like, yeah, she might be flirting with you in the bedroom and you know, making just, you know, doing, you thinking she being freaky, but she really testing your masculinity and trying to see if she can bait you into doing certain things that are submissive. And once she see that you done fell for it, man, don't be surprised if she got the, hey, don't be surprised if she got a whole Mercedes out of you, or used you to get, you know, a whole place, and you paying for the rent every month on some sucker type stuff. And it's because you show submit, you basically failed the test and you became submissive to her. It's something you did to basically prove to her that you are not alpha, fam. So that's why I tell people, like, you have to remain in your masculine frame. You have to stay alpha, fam. You can't do no sucker type shit, no submissive type stuff to actually keep that woman, fam. Because as soon as you do some sucker shit, like, as soon as you do something that's just crazy, fam, and it's like she's going to, her behavior is almost like when you become submissive, then she basically feels masculine in the relationship. You do something and it's almost like it's invisible, it's subconscious. It's like, damn, now she acting funny, now she, you know, she shitting on me, now she disrespectful now because you did something submissive, man. You cannot do, you got to stay in your masculine frame, and certain stuff, even if you are freaky, you have to set standards and boundaries on it. It's like, yeah, it's a stipulation, like, okay, yeah, I'm freaky, but I ain't gonna just do anything just because, oh, anybody can, hey, right or wrong, anybody can just throw some slop on a slop plate and, hey, serve it to anybody. But who's gonna actually take it? A fool, hey. Oh, what's going on, Palace? It's good to see you. Yeah, it's definitely like anybody will see. It's only a fool, somebody desperate, that's gonna eat off a plate of a stranger. I seen this happen firsthand. What was it? 4th of July. You got somebody that's cooking. Especially with me, I have a boundary. I don't eat everybody's greens. People, do you notice some people don't clean their greens? Those of you that eat collard greens, they have to clean them a certain way. You can't eat everybody's greens just like you can't eat everybody's spaghetti, fam. But where is the knowledge that you got to follow the principle and you got to live by that no matter what? I don't eat people's sloppy joes because they can put hair in there. They can put, all kind of stuff that's not an ingredient. And they do spell work on you too with that spaghetti. They could do spell work on you with them greens. Because they could wash them greens in the bathtub. They can wash them greens in the toilet. You don't know where them greens have been cleaned. You don't even know if they're clean. If you think I'm bullshitting, go to the grocery store, go to the produce section and pick out some fresh greens, and you will see the dirt. You'll see the dirt on those greens. And everybody think they know how to cook greens and they don't. So it's like certain stuff you just can't trust it, fam. Even if you're hungry, even if you do want something, even if you want to be freaky, you just can't do it with everybody. Even if you feel it, you gotta control yourself. You gotta control your sexual urges. That's actually, I'm gonna tell you the secret. I'm gonna tell y'all the secret. If you can control your sexual urges and desires, then you are ultimately honing in on your power. See, you are pulling in power when you actually master self-control. I'm going to tell you how this works. Let's say it's a girl that, hey, she got a body like, what I'm saying, like no other. Everything about her seemed tempting to the naked eye. And you like, dang, she dancing, she doing that, she throwing it at you, like you can have it. You can have it. You mastering self-control, even if it's something that you want, you could actually say, no, I don't want it. See that? And that's powerful because that means that you cannot be deceived or enticed or seduced easily. See that? And that's why I tell people you shouldn't be easily convinced. You shouldn't be easily influenced. You shouldn't be easily gotten bed by other people because they could put a spell on you. You don't realize this is happening because you're caught up in the whole conscious mind. You're not looking at it from the third eye. You're not even looking at it in a situation like that. But if you start to pay attention to your third eye and you start to live your life from your subconscious, then you'll start seeing and paying attention more and be like, damn, you know what? Even though this person looks like tempting, I'm not gonna mess with it because you gotta really know, like, okay, it's a certain type of way I want to do it and go about it. Not like this. If something come to you easy, that means it's easy for everybody. Remember I said a stranger can make a plate for you, and if everybody gonna take a plate, then why would you want some where everybody's offered it the same way? It's how it's brought to you. See, it's like I want something that I have to basically earn not in the sense of like waiting around, but it's like I basically went after it. See, it didn't just come to me easy where I was just like, boom, like, yeah, you can have it, because then you got to question it. Like, wait a minute. If somebody was standing outside on the corner and they said, hey, man, I got a free Jaguar. Here's the keys and I got the title. You can have it right now. You got to really look at it and say, why would this person give me a free Jaguar? What are the intentions of me, taking this car? Obviously is coming with something that I'm not looking for. See, it could be stolen. It could be, the engine and been swamped to a lesser horsepower engine. Something could, it could have the shell of a new Jaguar, but the insides of it, all the parts could be old, swamped out. It could be salvaged, could have gotten a car accident, You cannot just go by what you see, fam. That's why I tell people, you always have to test drive what you buy when it comes to automobiles. Because yes, the limit laws ain't gonna save you, fam. You gotta know, go test drive that car, because hey, you might realize that it has a salvage title, and you like, dang, it ain't worth what this person is asking for. And it's like, you gotta check the oil, you gotta go check everything, because people lie, fam. Like, literally, like, I say this, like, lying is overlooked nowadays, because people actually think they're getting a deal. It's only like about, I say, 20% of the time you actually getting a fair deal on most situations. But how these companies work is, if you get half off on something, it seldomly happens. It's like, damn, okay, if you really, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the marketing, folks ain't really giving you no deal. They make it seem like you are, because it gives you that whole, you know, dopamine advantage feeling, to where it's like, oh, I'm actually saving 50%. But really, are you saving 50%? Or they're just trying to push that sale and get rid of it? You know what I'm saying? And they drop the price because they're trying to get rid of it, because they couldn't sell it for the price that they were asking for it. So it's like, you could get deceived just going along with anything. I'm gonna tell you the secret. You always have to challenge. You always have to push back. You always have to negotiate every single thing. Never go with the price of something that somebody's asking for. You always negotiate. Because I'm telling you, if they selling it for 200, if you negotiate right, you can get it for 100. See what I'm saying? But if you never give people pushback, and you just gullible, and you just go along with other people's programs, you just go along with it, then you're going to get finesse, fam. You got to always negotiate. Even if you know you being the a-hole, and it's like, I know he gonna be pissed off because I'm lowballing him or her, but hey, I don't give a damn. I'm negotiating. Because negotiating, it prevents you from getting manipulated. See? So let's say the person say, oh, I want 500 for it. Then you say, okay, you basically got to say, you know, hey, I'll give you 425. And hey, I'm not playing no games. I'll come get it right now. See, I got cash in hand. And you know how that sounds to somebody that just want to get rid of something, to sell something, and they desperate. Then you have to play off their, you know, them being desperate. You have to play off of that and say, okay, I know you'll take the 425, take it or leave it. See, but I'm not giving you 500 for it. See that? So he can either wait longer to sell it and find somebody else. But if he knows, like, oh, he might not, see, if he already doubts himself, or she doubts herself that she would even get the 500, it was never worth 500 to begin with. That's why I tell you, people that sales, you know, salesmen using a sales pitch, you got to really know how the game works to not get finessed. But yeah, definitely, Misty said, I love spaghetti. Said, I'm with you and would never F with spaghetti, but I would get locked car gas cap for giggles. And now he got a reason to text. Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, if I actually know how to get a locked gas cap. If you ever lose the key, it's easy to get a locked gas cap off of a car. I'm gonna tell y'all, all you gotta do is get a screwdriver, and you use the flathead, and you put it in the middle of the you know, the little key thing, and then you just turn it, and then boom, pop the lock right off. Like, see what I learned a lot of my knowledge from, like, the Capricorn. See, like, Capricorns are very, very hands-on. So like, when you have a friend or somebody you know that's a Capricorn, they could teach you a lot of, like, mechanical type stuff. They could teach you a lot of hands-on type of stuff, like, far as, like, you know, finding another way to actually fix something, or to open something, or like, you would be surprised, like, damn, it was that easy to, like, get something off. That it make this stuff look hard to do. But Capricorn be like, boom, hey man, hand me the monkey wrench, and boom, they'll just pop the lock off. Or something that looks impossible, they'll just be like, boom, and they'll just open it. So it's like, we really look at stuff that we really think that's hard, and that's why I believe in illusions, because it's just the way people make it seem. See, people make it seem like it can't be done. People make it seem like, oh, to start a LLC is impossible. It's a lot of stuff that goes with it. No, it's not. Like, it's a lot of stuff, the way the world works, and it's like people make it seem so difficult to do or accomplish, and it's not even that hard, fam. It's just they don't want you basically benefiting off the same thing. Or it's just like gatekeeping, where they actually try to keep the truth from you, so it's like, so they can make money off of you because you don't know how to do it. So it's like, people that want stuff fixed. It's like, yeah, I need my computer fixed. My hard drive died. And you, in your mind, you're like, damn, that's literally 20-25 bucks to put a new hard drive in your computer. But hey, I'm gonna charge you 150. Like, that's how the world be doing you. Like, it be stuff that you could do yourself, but you really just gotta take the time out and learn it for yourself. And then you could turn an $100 oil change into a $50 oil change, doing it yourself. So it's like people just don't want to learn nothing, and that's why they keep getting finessed. Yeah, Capricorn rising is a good placement. Locked up. Oh, Lewis too. Dang, that's crazy. Oh, you said Misty said a friend of Capricorn and a locksmith. See, that's why I said, like, when it comes to like mechanicals and things that's hands on, hey, tap in, get cool with your Capricorn friend. I'm telling you, they always know how to fix something. I'm talking about it's even more advanced than what a Virgo can do. See, if I was to pick between a Capricorn and a Virgo to fix my car, who do y'all think I'll go with? I'll go with the Capricorn. See that? So it's like, you gotta look at the whole situation, because what is the difference of why I chose the Capricorns? Because Capricorns are structured. See, they have to learn value, when it comes to them having to learn things, they have to, if they fail at something, they have to start over. See, that whole Saturn influence is like, okay, you do something, but if you try to cheat or go about the wrong way, then boom, you have to fall back down, as that goat get trying to climb his way to the top. But hey, if they go about it doing it the wrong way, then Saturn punishes them. So it gets delayed, it gets set back, almost like the Capricorn has to start over fresh again, and they have to keep learning it to restructure themselves back to where they was at. So that's why I say, like, when it comes to a Capricorn, they actually sit there and put the work in, and they actually do the groundwork that other people are too lazy to do, or because they like, okay, I gotta learn this, but it's a certain process the way to go about it. So then that's why we look at Capricorns as the wise ones, because like when you or the elder, because it's like when you want to figure something out, you pretty much will go to the Capricorn to ask, like, oh, how do I do this? Or hey, hey, I got a radio that I bought from Walmart, and I'm trying to install it. The Capricorn will be like, okay, bring it over. And then literally they're not afraid to use their hands. They will literally pop that bad boy open, take the damn cords, the speaker, the left, the right, and they'll put that new one back in, and then like boom, bolt it up, and it's done. And it'd be like less than like 10 minutes. It's because they actually had to go through the process and do all the work to actually learn that lesson. Now it's like they're a wise one, because now when somebody else is stuck, you go learn from them, and they'll teach you in the most easiest way to learn it. See what I'm saying? So it's not hard. Like, they're not going to explain it like the Virgo. The Virgo overthinks, and the Virgo overanalyzes, and when they teach you something, it always is overdone. It's like, dude, just tell me how to do a fraction or something. It's like, boom, just tell me tell me this in the easiest way. But the Virgo makes it complicated, because they like to They want to do it so perfect that they actually do it, you know, wrong. It's like, damn, they do it in the worst way of explaining it. It's like, damn, all you had to say was, boom, do it this way. But then the Virgo makes it difficult because they like to overanalyze. They like to break stuff down even further. It's like, no, I just want to learn how to make a damn hamburger. I don't care about, you know, where the hamburger comes from and whoopty whoopty woo. It's like that kind of situation. But I will say Virgos, they'll take the time out for themselves. So they'll do a perfect job. They'll do the job perfect for themselves, but not for you. See? So they'll make it complicated for you, but they'll do it perfect for themselves. So it's like if they were to cook some food, they'll make their plate, you know, better, but then they'll do yours like kind of like average because it's like, oh, well, you gotta actually go through what I went through to figure out what I know. They're not so much gonna share or, you know, teach you or put you up on game about it, because what Virgo likes to do is they like to they try to finesse you or try to find a way to charge you or try to find a way to, like, you know, manipulate and try to get money out of you to actually do that easy thing that the Capricorn would do for like $2 or $3. Because the Capricorn, they really can't capitalize off of finessing you. What a Capricorn would rather do, because they actually, what Saturn does to them is like it punishes them for that. So it's like if they go about something the wrong way, then it's like Saturn end up, you know, making them lose that whole opportunity, and they have to go through several years of, you know, just to get back where they was. So it's like they just be like, look, boom, you want to do this? Well, hey, here's my book. You know what I'm saying? Like you can read, yeah, go on Etsy and buy my book, and it's like, boom, it's gonna tell you how to put the radio in. It's only like $2. See that, and you feel like, damn, it's only $2. Boom, it must not be that hard to do. So it's like, you know, Capricorn. Now, the only thing about Capricorn that you gotta watch out for is the dark side. You know, every sign has a dark side. So when Capricorn is in his low vibration, then it could become like, you know, bossy. You know, they could try to capitalize off of your idea to make it their own, steal your idea, steal your business idea, you know, anything like that. So you got to be careful. But what I tend to find is Capricorns, like I know this one Capricorn, he actually used to steal cars before he actually became a mechanic. So it's like he had lived his life, you know, breaking into cars, then he did some jail time, and then he, like, you know, cleaned his act up, and then he became a legitimate mechanic. So that's how I know, like, for sure, not just that one person, but I know several Capricorns that actually lived their life one way, and then it was almost like they had a, you know, restructure their life. But my grandfather, he's a Capricorn, and everybody be telling me like, man, your granddad, man, he was a goon when he was when he, you know, in his younger days, he was a goon, and then it's like now he done straightened up. Now he's a mentor, you know. Now he's like, you know, teaching you know, kids with, you know, that have you know, have that are challenged. He basically helps them, you know. So it's kind of like he turns something bad into something good. So that's how I know, like, you know, a lot of Capricorns can start off one way and then they end up, you know, capitalizing off of that whole bad experience and then turn into some good. And it's kind of like not every sign is bad. I don't want people thinking that every sign is bad, but it's like you gotta really look at the different traits, because like I would say this, like, when, let's say, you know, like, for instance, like, some people just don't know how deep and emotional some water signs can be, because I've met some very emotional Cancers, like, and I was just like chopping it up with this one Cancer, and like he would get defensive as hell. Like, you say something, I was like, yo, you play 5M. He was like, what is that? And then I was like, yeah, it's a game that you play on like PC gaming. Then he was like, no, I play Xbox One. He's like, I don't know nothing about no PC. I don't know what that is. But the way he said it, his tone was just like defensive and just like, maybe I asked him something that he didn't understand, so he was getting mad about it. It's like he got emotional about me asking him a simple question. So it's like, to me, how some cancers can perceive things in the wrong ways because they're moody. And it's like, you don't be you gotta really ask yourself, that's somebody you really want to be dealing with. If somebody's moody, then it's like they're gonna end up like projecting that onto you. So it's like, do you want to be walking on eggshells, or do you want to just be able to, freely speak without the emotional heaviness that comes with the situation? But I also feel like, yes, they're very sensitive, locked up. It's like, yeah, you said, somebody said, talking about aliens. Yeah, I mean, I don't believe that aliens exist. I feel like I know that some people can alienate themselves, where they don't really like to deal with humans, in such a sense of, there's something that's just beyond introverted, and just don't like people. There's a lot of people that are beyond antisocial. They just hate people, and they don't like to deal with people. So it's like, yeah, they might consider themselves alienated from the human experience, but I believe in that. But it's like, it's just that form of alienation. I do feel like it's different, because some people do they live like that, where they don't like people, and they don't, when they actually meet people, they don't actually communicate like they're a human, even though they are in a human body. It's like, some people are not they're just totally like distant, to where they're not really allowing themselves to be even approachable. And you know who I'm talking about. Like, it could be a guy at your job, or a woman, that are like, they don't talk to nobody, they never say a word, and every time you see them, they're just like, you know got their headphones on and trying to tune out everything. And it's like, if they were to be forced into a conversation, you best believe they'll probably get mad. They'll probably snap. See, Locked Up said, in 2050, we are going to have full robots and Neuralink from Elon Musk. Actually, that could be true, but actually see this happening in 2050. I feel like this is what I'm gonna tell you how I see it, man. Like, I don't think so. What is it? Let's see, 2025, right? So yeah, this is what I feel. I feel like this. I hate to say this, but I feel like it's gonna be like a huge. It's gonna be a huge. And I just think it's gonna be a war that's gonna be like, just stuff just blowing up, and just tanks just coming from all different directions. I feel like in the end times, that I feel like Elon Musk gonna be the start of the chip, because he already doing, like, he already got Tesla, and he already, experiencing the chipset. And if we look at like the future to like our phones and whatnot, I feel like the whole cell phone thing is going to end. So I feel like in the future, we're not going to have cell phones. See, I feel like we're going to end up using some other type of device, but it's going to be like something like, I feel like that the phones are going to turn into like walkie-talkies, like um different devices, just like they use in the war, like they have the different frequency, different type of, you know electronic devices. Because, and it's going to be ran off chip, not no it's going to be ran off what Elon Musk is already using. Because listen, if you notice that, if you look at Twitter, uh I believe he bought Twitter or something like that. but hey, correct me if I'm wrong. But he actually on Twitter, it used to be like, everybody know how Twitter used to be. It used to be fun, it used to be easy to use. And now it's all complicated. And now it's like you gotta, buy. It's like you gotta have like you can sell like your little bot, your little, your little thing. And it's like everything's turned into this whole, chip and coin and whatnot. So in the end times, I just feel like the dollar bill will be it will be no more. And I know that the chip is going to turn into a full control setup to where everybody going to be forced to actually take the chipset, because the mark of the beast is already prophesied already. So like what that stands for is the frequency 666. So you got to understand like the different numbers and the time frame, what all these frequencies mean. So like it's gonna come a time when that 666 mark of the beast gonna come, and people gonna be deceived into taking it out of fear. Remember I said like desperation, people gonna be wanting to feed their families, and they're gonna be worried about like the food, not being able to feed their families. So they're gonna be basically trying to like get this chipset implanted inside of them. So it's been tested before, but people don't know like that this is how the world thinks. Is that, see, look, if you really look at the human experience, is it has always been cloned. So it's when it come to like the cloning, it's like everybody know Gucci Man. Gucci Man is cloned. Everybody know like Kodak Black is cloned. There's certain artists that we think that it's the real version, and it's not. It's like a person that came from an industry plant, and it's like they're trying to carry out, for business purposes, they're trying to carry it out. But it's like you really got to look at the clone situation when it comes to the chip, because if they feel they could put that chip, everybody know that when the cell phones first came out, you would have a SIM, like a little SIM card that you put in the phone, and that's supposed to give you service, right? So now it's almost like they have tried to do away with the chip for the phones. But in the end time, what they're going to do is they're going to be trying to put that same SIM card, but it's going to be introduced as a chipset, but it's really the mark of the beast. See that? And a lot of people going to take it and get that implanted inside of them, because why? When it come time to pay for something, all you're gonna have to do is just swipe your arm and then pay for stuff. It's gonna be like an implant in your body, to where there is no more debit card, no more credit card. You simply have that chip implanted in you, and you literally just swipe through with your arm or your hand. You just walk through it like just like a metal detector. You just walk through, beep beep beep, and pay for whatever it is. How do you know this? Because now they have vehicles that you don't even have to like, that actually that can actually drive you around, that you don't even have to steer. See that? So you could really look at the architect of like everything that's computerized and where it's headed. Because it's so funny, people would say things like, oh man, uh I have yet to see a flying car. It's like, nah, I don't think we'll actually get to that. Now, the only way a flying car would be invented is if we have a war. See, if we get bombed to a point where it's like, oh, people are getting, it's no, there's no safety nowhere, then they're gonna come up, they'll invent something like that, because it's like, oh, we need this to save people and whatnot. But I really know that Elon Musk is the start of the new world order. So it's like when you the new world order is just like the times of Adolf Hitler. Is like he really wants to be Adolf Hitler. But it's like you really gotta look at what the real agenda is. The real agenda is to end the food, the way we pay for things now, and take it like that crypto stuff. Yeah, definitely. you wonder why a lot of people can't understand it. It's like when Bitcoin first was released, nobody bought into it. Nobody trusted it because nobody really, they didn't think it was a real thing. To when I'm talking about when Bitcoin first got released, I remember it because I was doing deliveries for Domino's, and I seen like that little poster thing in the store. It said, invest in Bitcoin today. I remember when Bitcoin was like 20 bucks. It was like $20 and nobody was messing with it at first. It was like people just didn't trust it. Then it was like $50. Then it was like $100. Now, I know what y'all gonna say. I wish I would have hopped on that when it was 20 bucks, but I had no interest in it. So that's how I know how the chip is going to sneak up on everybody. It's going to come in just the same type of form where it's going to be advertised and people ain't going to be getting it at first. Then all of a sudden, just like just like the COVID vaccine, people going to start, getting scared, and they're going to go in there. Oh man, I gotta get vaccinated. Oh yeah. And then that's how they're going to end up just getting suckered into taking it. But that's the thing, because once you get the implantation, you can't get rid of it. It's almost like it's inside of you. So that's the whole trap. Then you could think too about the radiation. Anytime you get something implanted that's not supposed to go in your body, it can cause all type of reactions, complications. So it's funny you said the thing about robots. Is like, I really think that you're trying to clone the whole human experience with that whole robot idea. Now it's really crazy because like everybody is really using, see, they've already tested this by releasing the chat GPT. It's already been out, but like all this AI stuff is like they've already been like trying to get people to like test it and play with it and see. It's free right now, but they're going to be charging to use this as they see how many people actually depend on it. See, once it becomes something that everybody depend on, then watch, it's going to be a price tag on it to use it. Because AI is like, but I'm going to tell you that this is the trap. The trap is once you depend on the AI and you no longer think for yourself, then you're going to have to relearn everything that you used to know, because you basically depending on AI for everything. Then when you don't have that AI device, it's like, oh, how do you do this? And you ain't gonna know how to do it because you've been using the AI thing. And see, that's where I feel like they want us to lose what we learned in school, like so that way we can't think for ourselves. We'll have to depend on a leader or like a dictator. So that's why I said, like, that's just my little spiel on it, but I know I could be wrong. This is just F knows, you know what I'm saying? So it's like F knows. I don't know. Is this what I feel is gonna happen, but it might not happen. So I'll put that as a disclaimer. Yeah, definitely. See, Keith said that the Hebrew was God chosen people, which is the it said wake up. I mean, I'm already woke, fam. I'm telling you, like, it's a lot of stuff that I know, a lot of stuff that I can't even say on this live. Like, I can't say it because of the policies, but like, it's a lot of stuff that people are literally they're not woke to. I'm very, very spiritual. Like, I'm telling you, like, I bind and cast out demons on the daily. See this book? See, I bind and cast out demons daily. So I showed this before. So like, I might look like a plain guy on this camera, but like I literally do this. Like I'm not, I know who I am. Like I'm not like the average Joe Blow dude, Billy Bob Tom type dude. Like I literally like know that is real demons out here. Like you really have to stop thinking, you have to stop looking at the world as it is. See, that's why I disagree with Tupac, because he said that in his song, and oftentimes he would say that's just how it is, that's just the way it is. No, it's not. It's not just the way it is. Eric, I'm gonna tell you the funny thing. Everybody from every end of the world, or every all the way in the, Saudi Arabia, all the way in Egypt, all the way from across the world, they have different perspectives. See, so I could look at somebody and say something, and then somebody way in Egypt can look from their perspective and say something different. And somebody way in Canada can look at that same situation and say something different. See why I say I made this channel called F Knows, because we can't say who's right and who's wrong, because everybody's perspective can mean something. It could be a puzzle piece added to the situation, but we really can't say what's right and what's wrong. See, that's why I said 2 + 2 could be, we know it's 4, but according to different perspectives, it's 5. See that? So it's like, you really can't say who's right and who's wrong, because when it comes to you doing the right thing, then why that's why I said I believe that I believe instead of right and wrong, it should be you should start something and finish it. See, you start something and finish it, because right and wrong is questionable. See, you can say, oh man, I'm doing the right thing right now. How do you know that? See that? How do you know that you're doing the right thing right now? How do you know that you're doing the wrong thing right now? Who's telling you that? See, that's why I said, when you go by your feelings, your emotions, there's supposed to be a compass for you to know what feels right to you and what feels wrong to you. See, so you know that, and within you, that's not somebody telling you that, oh, that's right, that's wrong. You feel it. You feel that it's not right, and that something feels wrong. So that's what I'm saying. And if you don't have your emotions in check, then that lets you know you don't feel shit, because you don't know what's right, you don't know what's wrong, because you ain't mastered your emotions. They're not filtered right. See, but that's just my opinion. That in facts, Misty. Like, that's why I say, like, we are taught, and people have placed signs in front of us, and we're following their directions. So when you're driving down the road and it says make a left here, that doesn't tell you where that left is going. You're just following the road and where it's telling you to turn. So how do you know that if you was to keep straight, you don't know where that's gonna go? See how the perspective changed based off how you see it, and basically because the sign telling you to do it, you just do it because it's telling you to do it. And that's the same concept when you are deciphering whether something is right or something is wrong. See? And that's why I say you cannot go by what you see, because something that looks enticing, oh yeah, look like everybody's doing that nowadays. Like, yeah, everybody is flamboyant and everybody is bending over and wiping the tables down and making sure everything is all fine and dandy. Then you got people playing with baby oil and, having a freak off. And it's like, is that really feel right to me to go to that party and have a freak off? Everybody else is doing it. You catch my drift. It's like, you gotta feel if that's for you. Yeah, if you want to go to that Diddy party, you gonna feel like, okay, if you feel like that's you and that's something you want to do and you think it's right, then you're gonna go. But there's gonna be people from across the world that's gonna look at the same damn thing and say, no, it ain't right. So what am I saying? We all are spectators. We all are influencers. We all have our own minds. So it's like, we can't determine. We don't know why a dog bites his owner. We don't know why a dog turns on his owner. We don't know really why things happen the way they do. So this is why I know you really, the whole illusion is that you really don't know the truth of what was really what. You really don't. Nobody can say, yeah, the sun shines this way because it's the left axis, and who the hell knows that? Who said that? See, you gotta know like what feels. You can. I'm gonna tell you this is a secret. Your mind can only go how far you actually see it to be. So it's like if you it's like you can't know something that you've never done before, that you never experienced it before. So you could be totally oblivious and just like dumbfounded from somebody that's experienced something that you never experienced. We will never know what that freak off is like. See, because we never went to it. We never been there. We are going off of somebody else's experience and what the allegations are, but it might be fun. See, we don't know what it's like. We're just looking at these what ifs and whatnot, and then it's baby oil, and but I'm saying is that we can't judge and say that, oh, these people are fruity pebbles without the milk. We can't say that because we have never been there before. Now, let's look at it on opposite polarity. If a person experienced it and they were here to tell it, then we can make a decision and say, oh no, hell no, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. See, but we can't really judge something until we actually been there before. See, that's why I tell you guys my experiences through my channel, because I've been there. So it's like, hey, I ain't been to no freak off, but hey, I may know a little bit about this. And hey, who F knows? This is what it is. This is how I seen it, and I'm explaining it to you the best way I can and how it went down. And hopefully this can save you or your friend or your loved one some time. Maybe it's just some food for the thoughts that you can actually eat off of, spiritually, or tell a friend about. You really can't, say one thing. Another thing too is like when we look at the street, we look at the way the green light, yellow light, red light, and we see that some people run those lights right from time to time. Some people run through a red light, and then what happens? They either get in a car wreck or they get to where they're going quicker. But we know it's the laws. We know we got to follow that. But see, this is why I said I believe in common sense. See, common sense, everybody should use it, but everybody don't use it. That's why I'm getting to is that you should always use common sense, because if you use common sense, then there's nothing to really think about. You just know better. It's like, okay, I know that if I put my hand in the oven, it's gonna melt. Like if it's 450 degrees and I can barely, breathe in 88 degree weather, why the hell would I put my foot or my damn hand in the oven? It's gonna melt. It's gonna get burned. It's gonna hurt. But you got some people that are so curious that they just want to feel what it. See, this is why I said you got the people that go to the freak off because they just so damn curious. They just have to know things, and that's why I say is that life is an illusion, because the more you try to figure out shit, you end up getting lost forever. See, you never really know what a situation is like because you so thirsty, you so freaking focused on trying to figure out everything that you never get to the truth of it because you're too curious. See, and you got to understand, curiosity never ends. See, so as soon as you're curious about the freak offs, then you're eating the groceries, then you're chasing all the cats, and then you're doing everything that you're not supposed to, or that you shouldn't do, because you're not using common sense. That's the best way I could say it. That's just like if, okay, for another thing, it's just like saying you see a guy walking down the street, and he has long hair, he has long fingernails, and he's wearing high heels, right? He's walking down the street. He's walking a certain type, you know, walking kind of like putting his best foot forward, feeling himself, right? And then you knew it was a guy. But see, you basically but then you start to question, well, wait a minute, was that a guy? Or was that a lady? So you go over there because you're curious and you're like, hey, all right, and you ask that person that question and they tell you that they are a lady, even though you knew already what it was. See, that's that's what I mean by curiosity. You get yourself in trouble because you question things that are just like they it's like you knew the answer already, so you just so damn curious that curiosity killed the cat. It's like you basically got caught up in something yourself because you just had to know and try something and see something, and it's like you're just curious, and that's what gets you in trouble. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to. Some things are just easily said and done. It's like, okay, boom, yeah, that's a substitute. That's a substitute, whatever, however you say it, substitute teacher. I want to say it right now. Let's see how many times I can say substitute teacher. There we go. I had to say it like that because I was trying to say it too fast and I couldn't say it. So it's like, how many of y'all can actually say that one try? Because sometimes I like to talk too fast and I end up saying the words wrong. So it's like, I know a lot of y'all, how many times you could say substitute teacher, and it's like if you say it one time you struggle, like what the hell, I can't say it because you ain't said it in a while. So it's like you ain't said it since the last time you was in school, so it might be hard for you to say it. Yeah, definitely. Misty said, I touched the round stove top at 3 or 4 years old too. I was being told, pushed by some spirit. Yeah, see, that's the thing. My brother, he actually did the same thing. Well, he was a baby. He was in his little cart, the little baby thing with the wheels or whatnot. And he every time my mom opened the oven, he had to go over there and check it out. And he always was trying to put his hand in the oven because I guess the little thing that lights up in the oven, he thought that was cool. So one day it was almost like my mom couldn't close the damn oven in time, and he went over there and grabbed that damn that orange ass fucking hot ass thing, and he burned the tips of his fingers. He was screaming like a rat with a caught on a mousetrap. And I was like, see. But then after that, he stopped doing that. He learned his lesson that wasn't something that, hey, he knew that, hey, that illusion, like it got him. Like, damn, I thought that was a damn cool ass laser thing of a damn Star Wars saber lightsaber that I could actually, use, have it in my hands and, like, maybe play with it or something. But nah, man, that was a hot thing waiting on you, like a damn bus, like you waiting on a bus. So it's like, that's why I tell people, like, you got to be careful because some things will hurt you. By you being curious about it, it will actually hurt you. It will consume you to where you don't even realize it. See, like some stuff you're not ready for, you're not even like capable of defending yourself from. That's just like the freak off. It's like an illusion because you would think that, oh, Diddy got this huge bed and it's like all these celebrities are here. It looks fun because everybody's here. But then, like, as soon as you go there, now you guys are drinking baby oil, and then it's like it just goes left from there. See that? So it's like you can't let yourself, once you open that portal, you end up getting sucked into the whole agenda. See, that's why I tell people, like, you gotta stop being so damn curious, man. I'm not curious about nothing. If I've never tried something, it wasn't meant for me to try it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm stubborn and rebellious to trying new things anyway. So like everybody could try something and I'll be the last one. I'll be kind of like leery, like, nah, I ain't going. If I feel like everybody else is going left, I'll go right, because I just don't want to do, I just don't want to do it because everybody else want to do it. See, that'd be my moon in Aquarius. I just don't be wanting to follow other people. Like, I be wanting to do my own thing. Yeah, Leo said, Locked Up said Leo, Gemini, Aries, Sagittarius, Cancer, Libra. They be all in those freak offs. Facts. Especially Libra. Libra, I tell you how it's so funny, because personalities of like a Libra gonna do anything. They don't have that structured backbone to say no. Cause they like to people please, and they like to, save face, and they be afraid of like rejection and people being mad at them and whatnot for not going. So they'll still go even if they don't want to go. But Aries gonna go because that's the opportunity for them to smoke something. Maybe they might feel like, oh, they can get somebody to get down on all fours. So yeah, definitely, it's because of the dynamics, and the super, being superficial. Yeah, so you definitely got a point there. You got, and like I say, I don't think, like, if you ever notice it, okay, so if you, let's look at if you have the self-will of trying something in this life, and you know that it's just something you want to try, then let that be what you're led by, because you simply just want to try it. But if you notice everybody else is doing it, and you become curious because everybody else is speaking about it, talking about it, or doing it, I don't think you should go with that and be motivated by that, because you will get yourself caught up in something, and then you have regret and shame and guilt. You'll be guilty about doing such a thing because you were, influenced. And if you're, being influenced by the wrong, let's say if it's something bad, you being influenced by something bad, it's not going to have a good outcome. But I could tell you, like, man, thousands of stories. I could be on this live for 5 hours telling y'all about all my stories, and y'all would be like, damn, this dude done been through a lot. It's like everything what you think it is, some things is just like I like I just seen so many different things that I just like I just realized that, damn, you really gotta watch yourself, because it's like life is like the old ass computer game Minesweeper, because it's like you don't know where to start, and then as soon as you start, as soon as you think you're safe, it's like boom, you end up finding out that it's almost like you don't expect that to happen. It's like when you get in a bad situation, who's spamming? Come on, man, stop. Okay, man. LA Fitness, man, what are you doing, bro? And put you in timeout, man. LW Fitness is in timeout today. You take a time out, take a breather, man. Take a lunch break. It's time for a lunch break. Whatever your name was, I don't want to butcher your name, but yeah, it's definitely locked up. That's the best thing to do. You gotta always expect the unexpected. If you and also sometimes you find the best things in life when you actually do the unexpected. When you do something that you probably wouldn't expect yourself to do. What I mean by that is, like, it's a bad, you in a a bad relationship, and then all of a sudden you like, man, I'm done with this. And you're not even prepared to be done. You just like, I'm done. I don't care. I don't care. Like, you just know that no matter what, you're done. And that's powerful, because in that moment, you realize your value, your worth. You realize like that you're much more than what you were when you met that person, because of the mindset that you may have had. But it makes you like, you'll actually meet somebody that you actually like. See, because you took that time aside to make room for something else, for somebody else. And it's like, people always are going to fill those gaps that you may feel as though may have been a loss, but it's really just making room for the better, for the new people. So that's why I always say, like, if you lose a friend, then then you gain a friend. So sometimes, like, we are supposed to use enemies to basically lead us to what we want or where we should be. See, I always believe that your enemies give you information. See, that your enemies give you information that your friends won't. And it's almost like you can really learn from your enemies, because they tell you more about yourself than you may not. It may be something you didn't even realize about yourself, and something that may trigger your enemies is almost like, damn, I ain't even really know, like, that I was affecting somebody in such a way for them to hate me, or like, I didn't know that this person was, bothered by my aura, or they said that I think I'm all that, or whatever it is that they mad at me for. It's like, I must be all that. You know what I'm saying? So you learn from your haters, because, and that's what you get motivation from your haters, because it's like, if somebody hating on me, it's like, damn, I really know I'm on point. Like, I really know I'm really doing my thing, man, because when you look at your real supporters, they are your enemies, fam. Like, the very people that want to see you, like, they want to see you fail, is because they know, like, okay, he on his shit. Like, they like, oh, he really on to something. So I really want to watch him fall. So they'll stick around, and they'll bring you they'll show you your destiny. They'll show you, like, okay, boom, like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, anytime somebody trying to hold defense, it's because they know you cold, and they know, if I just let this person just score, if I let them shoot, they gonna score, and it's gonna be over with. And I don't want to watch them win. So anytime you got people holding defense and trying to block you, that's because they know your what you known for. See, they know, like, oh damn, you the shit. Like, I gotta watch out for you. I can't let you just come up in here and take the shine off of me. See, and then that's how you know your real friends is the ones that are on the offensive. It's like people that's trying to help you score, the people that's trying to help you win. See, the people that want to see you win, the people that want to see you make it. That's how you able to decipher from a subconscious point of view that those are my friends, or those are my real friends. The people that's rooting for me, the people that clap for me, the people that check on me. See what I'm saying? That's the real true support. But if you see people that's actually clapping when you doing bad, laughing at you when you tell them a bad, sad story, and they laughing at you, or they're telling you, suggesting to you what you should have did when you telling them like something that didn't go right, those are the ones that you really gotta keep your enemies closer and your friends close. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with this, but I feel like you should secretly keep your enemies closer to you, because, as I said before, you learn from them. You get motivation off of them, because they tell you these secrets. They tell you information that you need to know. And it's almost like you could use that as a guide to actually lead you into your purpose, because it's like, oh, you should do anything that you feel resistance to. Anything that's not easily for you to obtain, you should do it. When you know what I'm talking about. Like, when somebody trying to stop you from making, let's say you be in the studio, you always trying to make some music, but you notice every time you try to like write a song, it's all these distractions. Every time you trying to, you know, get in the studio, it's like it's always somebody trying to like you know, keep you from making that song, keep you from going to that class, keep you from, you know, doing something that you want to do. Every time you get in that moment, you get on your iPad or you just typing on your computer, trying to get into that secret space, and then people just start coming out the woodworks. That's what you should be doing, is when you feel resistance to what you want to do. That's how you know that that's what you're supposed to be doing. But anytime you're doing something and there's no distractions, then I would actually check into that, because it might actually not be something that you should be doing. But it's like you always gotta look at that whole um where you feel where people are trying to stop you. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Because the whole reason why that happened is because the enemy don't want to see you. He don't want to see you get your purpose fulfilled in the first place. Let me see. Locked up said, but you also can become them too. Yeah, facts. Locked up said, yeah, they know your potential. Facts, and that's the thing. Like you, when you watch your enemies, you know they make fun of you. They try to bully you. They try to put you down, and it's like they try to tone you down because you're shining brighter than them or you're doing something better than them. And it could be your worth ethic. It could be the way, like, yo, that's why I said secrets that you didn't know about yourself. Somebody can hate on you about something that you ain't even realize you had going on. It's like, damn, you be realizing through your enemies, like, oh, that Laquita and Shay Shay like me and shit. And I ain't even know they paid attention to me like that. But your haters know who likes you. See, that's why I be saying, like, bro, you be learning these core principles through your enemies. And it's like, damn, I didn't even know Shaquita liked me like that. I ain't know Shaquita was staring at me in the break room. I ain't know Shay Shay liked me like that. But my enemy, he saw it. You know what I'm saying? So he threatened by it because he like, hey, Shaquita, my fine shit. You know, oh man, you know, Shay Shay, that's my you know, that's my sugar bear, and you know, whatever it is. And it's like, damn, you know, people gonna protect their investment, fam. So if a man or a woman, if they feel that that's their friend, they're gonna show some teeth. Especially if they know that person is staring at you and giving you the eyes. They like, oh hell no, this dude ain't finna come up in here. He just started this job. He ain't finna come up in here and take what I actually, no, the people I invested in. Like, these my friends, this my territory. So that's how it is. It's like, people, if you become a threat, then your enemy gonna try to, come after you, run you off, because you taken from them. So it's like you really gotta watch that. It's like you really don't know until you know type of situation. When you said blocking your video, what happened? Oh, that's crazy. Lewis said, so you're not a tarot reader, but someone did stop me from being in my studio. Said Lil Wayne, I'm alone in the studio with my gun song on his new album. That's crazy. The blocking my video, LL said, say man, that hey, they ain't, yeah, definitely, that's crazy. Say if they're too close to develop the same traits they have, and now you're the enemy to another person. Facts. Like, and always know, like, the reason why, okay, so the reason why you have enemies is because y'all are not the same. So if a person consider you the same as them, there's nothing to fight for. But if you're different and you don't look the same, or you don't act the same, or you speak different, or you look different, whatever it is about you that's not the same as that person, they're going to instantly hate you. That's the dynamic. It's almost like that person is going to read you and notice it and say, damn, this person nothing like me. So I I don't like this person, because when you divide, you conquer. See, when you divide, you conquer. So people will more likely want you to be the same or have the same mindset as them. But if you're different, and they notice that they have to go up against you to understand you, because they don't understand you. See, and they don't want to change. They don't want to change themselves to have to basically understand you. So it's like, then you guys end up having the bump in the heads, because it's like, I don't want to understand you, and you should understand me. See, because that person want to control the environment. So when you come on the scene and you notice that everybody, if you look at Roy and you look at the co-workers, and you look at Roy, and Roy acts like Chris, and Chris acts like Dante, and Dante acts like Lee, Lee, and it's like all of them pretty much act the same, but you stand out because you're not them, and you don't have that personality or those interests they have. Now you're gonna look like the bad guy, because, oh, you ain't a part of the whole environment. See that? So if you have wolves in an environment, and then all of a sudden a cat comes around, then you're gonna have the wolves trying to eat the cat, or trying to mess with the cat, because the cat is going to offset their energy. That's why I always say, like, when you can't put, two of a kind, is like, if they have different energy, it's going to clash every time. And you ain't even gotta say nothing. You ain't even gotta do nothing. Even if you just look different, people ain't gonna like you, because they gonna feel the energy shift. Like, oh, like, they can feel your energy. They know, like, oh, this person ain't the same as me. Like, I really ain't got nothing in common with this person. And then people are more fearful of the unknown. So it's like, they don't know what to say or what to expect, and they don't feel comfortable around you. So people oftentimes feel comfortable when they see somebody speaking their same language. So let's say Roy meets Billy Bob, and he's like, they meet for the first time, and even if it's an introduction, it's like, hey, my name's Billy Bob, what's your name? And he says, my name Roy. And then they shake hands. It's like, it could go left real fast, because of how each of them are, how they socialize. So Billy Bob's like, yeah, man, how's your day? And next thing Roy's like, he don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even how he socialized. He's going to instantly start to become irritated by Billy Bob, even though Billy Bob ain't even doing nothing. He just said, hey, how your day? And dude just got, he ain't got nothing to say, because he don't like the way he speak, because he don't feel the same energy. That's why I say people fight over stupid stuff. People fight over dominance. People fight over the environment. See that? So with Pisces, this is the trick. See, with Pisces gonna match the energy of the room in order to control the environment. See, to keep it in order. So when a Pisces come on the scene, Pisces is going to see Roy, and he's going to see how Roy socializes. So if Roy is like, yeah, my dog, man, what's up, bro? And yeah, and they talking, a different lingo. A Pisces is going to say, okay, now I'm going to have to match the energy of the room. So when Pisces meets Roy, he's like, what up, bro? What's up, man? They do the little, you know what I'm saying? Like the little handshake, and it's like you basically talking, you acting like Roy. It's almost like you're mirroring him as a person. So then he feels comfortable with you, because you're a Pisces and you're mutable. And now, because now Roy feels comfortable with that Pisces, because he's like, he actually speak like I do. So now the energy it's almost like it's not fluctuating, it's almost like it's flowing. So then the person is like, oh, they feel more comfortable, they feel comfortable, they're talking, and they're happy when the Pisces is there. Now the thing that you got messed up about Pisces is that once a Pisces download your personality, a Pisces might not even be like that. A Pisces just read the energy of the room and knew that they had to blend in order to work there, just to survive. See, because they didn't want the confrontation of being, being myself. Shit, if I be myself, then that's not gonna help me actually keep my job. See, so you gotta understand, like, Pisces could just look at a situation knowing that, hey, I gotta match the energy of the room to keep the energy to flow, so the energy doesn't work against me. See what I'm saying? And that's how it's actually a strategy. Some people might see it as manipulation, but it's like, hey, you gotta use manipulation in a good way sometimes too. It is what it is, but I ain't teaching that. I'm just saying that, put a disclaimer. But yeah, you gotta be careful with that. Yeah, definitely feeling the air facts, Misty. Yep, definitely locked up. Said that now the said while relationships are in the air gets overwhelmed and start causing storms and change weather, which messes up the ground and earth. Facts. That's the thing, like I say this, like, and but I say the hardest thing as a Pisces, like when you do deal with air signs, is like when you're dealing with a Gemini, it's like it seems like it's all lighthearted fun and the person is like cool, but then like you really gotta be careful what you say around Geminis. And then you really can't be, even though they might be lighthearted and fun, you can't be like that. You still have to be a book that can't be opened unless it has a key. So it's like you still can't give too much away with a Gemini, even like so soon, because a Gemini will pick up on that and then try to use it against you, because then that leaves room for you to get betrayed and get backstabbed based off of you coming off, friendly or nice. The Gemini starts to realize that, oh, this person is friendly, so I possibly can use this person for information, or hey, now I got somebody to talk to just to kill time. So it's like, yeah, you definitely gotta watch it. Now the only thing with the Leo is like I say, once I said I was done, I'm done, man. I can't go back to it. I won't go back to it. And even the Leo told me like, oh, with the timing, saying something about, oh, I'm taking time aside or whatever she said, and said something like, oh, um, this ain't gonna work, and I'm done. So I just like, you know what? And don't even have to say nothing else. We done and leave it at that. So it's like, yeah, definitely the Leo and the Pisces, they just don't last. It's because, like I say, they got too many differences, too many expectations, and Leo just totally just, they don't listen to a Pisces emotions. So when a Pisces tells a Leo, hey, this is boring, hey, you calling too much, or you're doing this too much, and anything that the Pisces addresses just lets the Leo know, why they may not been coming around. The Leo ain't gonna listen, fam. They have a fixed mindset, so they always think they're right. They always think that you're doing some shit behind their back because they're doing it to you. And it's like they never let go of that negative mindset. They're very, very dramatic. So every time you talk to a Leo, they always got a story about how the folks on their job, stole their asthma pump, didn't give it back, and then everybody was, saying they didn't see it. And it's like, she'll make up something dramatic just so that situation is about her. And then she thinks that she can just like hog up all the airtime on the phone call. So it's like, so if you try to say, like, she never really hears you in what you're saying. Like what you're saying about your day, it's all one-sided. So she wants to keep the conversation about her day, what went on, who did what, her asthma pump is missing. She'll let you know and say that oh yeah, by the way, my package was stolen from Etsy, or I didn't get my what's the thing called what is that what is the store called that everybody be shopping at? What is it called? Temu. Yeah, my wig was stolen from Temu. Once again, it's like, dude, like, okay, like, why do you keep getting your packages sent to an address that you keep getting your Temu packages stolen? Like, nobody, who the hell would steal your Temu wig? Like, I don't see that happening. Like, I don't make, that's so freaking rare to say that, oh man, my wig was stolen from Temu again. Then the next time I talk to her, my Temu wig was stolen again. Like, mind you, these wigs probably like $2-3, and you really, you know what I'm saying, throwing a fit about a $2-3 wig. Come on, man. And saying that, oh, I know who it is. And she doesn't think that I know she's making this shit up. You know what I'm saying? That's what really irks me, is like, dude, stop lying, fam. I know you are lying and everything, but just stop fucking lying, fam. Cause I'm not buying it. No, I don't buy those lies and stories like she tells it. I just be like, dude, I know you're lying, fam. Oh yeah, you know what? My man, don't you know my wig was stolen? You know, I just ordered 3 wigs from Temu and it's already stolen. Could you believe it? Like, no. She just likes to hog all the airtime on the phone call. She just wants to talk. That's all it is. Yeah, and then she'll change the subject and be like, oh yeah, did you know I left my asthma pump and somebody stole it? Like no, didn't nobody steal it. You didn't even have an asthma pump. I just now realizing you had an asthma pump. You never told me you had an asthma pump. Now you're saying that it's stolen. I never seen it before. That's why I tell you, like, certain things you just be knowing that Leo just wants to keep talking and hog the space. As soon as you say something about what happened to you, and she'll totally ignore it, just totally ignore it, like, and get back on the conversation about her. And it instantly has no feedback to what you just said. You could be like, oh man, I had a delivery and then I got a $20 tip or something. And then she'll be like, oh, okay. But let me tell you, the girl had my asthma pump, and then literally I knew she had it, but she wouldn't give it to me. Like, she totally ain't listening to nothing you saying about yourself. It's just all about her. And it's almost like it's sickening to think to even like be like that, selfish like that. So that's why I said, like, that was just my experience and why I can't last, fam. And this is, what is that? The third Leo that I've been in a relationship with. First one was just weird, and she had a dilemma because she had something going on with her body. I think she had was it epilepsy? She had epilepsy, something going on with her body, and then like she was cool, but then like I don't know what happened. We just grew apart, and then the second one was a disaster, and then the third one is like this bull crap, and it's like 3 times, 3 strikes you out. Like, I don't want you, I can't. And then like I met one Leo that was like, it was like she was cool, but then like she was just kind of gave me the sneaky vibes that I didn't trust it. Like, she was too quiet for me. She was too quiet to be a Leo, in other words. Like, she, you know, some Leos, you expect them to be like kind of, you know, loud. And then with her, it was almost like she wasn't loud, but then it made me feel like she probably would have been loud away from me to somebody else. So it's like, no, I don't trust this. So it's like, yeah, you said a line, yeah, I stay out the zoo, man. I ain't doing no more Leo. I really hope that I find, like, I'm gonna actually weigh my bets in. I'm actually gonna try to get me a Pisces or a I say a Pisces or a it's interesting. I say a Pisces or an Aquarius. Cause only reason I said an Aquarius because like I need somebody that can hold a good stimulant conversation. And not about no damn like just regular surface type stuff. Like the stuff we talk about on this channel. I need somebody that can keep up and talk like and won't stop talking. I need a very social type of woman. I cannot deal with no boring ass one-sidedness type of woman. Like it has to be a legit conversation and somebody that like to try like new stuff, and play PC video games, play the game and like just like to do stuff. Cause man, like it's like when you are active, you like to go out and do stuff, and then you meet somebody that's like they don't want to do nothing. It's almost like you don't want to lose that type of drive that you have to do stuff. So it's like, damn, you can't even go to the damn beach, you go work out together, you can't go do a movie, go get some ice cream, go do something. Because it's like I've seen like women actually be interested in stuff like that, but it's like it's weird when you meet somebody, you actually in a relationship with somebody that don't want to do nothing. It's kind of like, man, can't even do it. Actually, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I actually miss being single because, like, when you single, you don't have to worry. You ain't got that. You don't have nobody questioning you. You don't have the headache, the stress of like certain things that you shouldn't even be stressed with. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like it just can be a mind-boggling waste of time. Yeah, definitely Misty. Yeah, the Aquarius woman. Yeah, like I ain't gonna lie. I remember one time I had met this on Facebook. I met this fine it was, man, she was some fine shit. Like she was real pretty. This Aquarius, she was thick. I'm talking about not thick like, she had a huge butt. She was like literally she had her skin was all baby oil down. Baby oil is like the number it keep getting brought up in all type of different conversations. But she got baby oil down. You got a pedicure, manicure, all this little stuff. And we was talking about the freaky stuff on Facebook. And then she was like, "Oh, I gotta see this." And she was like, "Yeah, you could come over tonight," type stuff. The kids and stuff, they at their grandma's house. I'm like, bet. I'm talking about, man, when she told me to come through on the Facebook conversation in the DMs, man, it was raining. I had at the time I ain't had no car, so I had got on my little 10-speed bike, and I had hurry up and pedal my way all the way to the close to her crib. And then it was this big ass fucking it was like this huge like pine bush. It was like a huge tree that was a pine bush because I ain't have no bike lock, so I threw my bike in the in the damn tree and shit with all the thick little like pine whatever what you call it or whatever. So I put my bike, just hurry up and hid it inside the tree, and then I ran to her house. So as soon as I got in her house, we got right to it. She didn't even give me time to put on no protection, man. She literally like got on top. She really got on me, and that shit just went sloop, just slipped right in. And I got mad because I'm like, hold on. Wait a minute, let me put the protection on. Damn, you just hurry up and got on me and shit. Man, I shit you not, man. After we was done, I went back to get my bike and I went home, right? Man, I woke up the next morning and guess what happened? I felt this weird feeling, like it was like a tingling, and it was like, I was like, oh my God, I know she didn't burn me, fam. Like, I'm talking about, I felt this tingling when I woke up in the morning, like it would not go away, fam. And like 3 days later, I'm talking about, I went to the bathroom and I went to take a piss, and I couldn't pee. It hurt. It was like an excruciating pain to urinate, that it felt like literally like flaming hots. Like it felt like my shit was in a bag of flaming hots. That's just how spicy and just like tingling and just like some Takis, them real fiery red Takis. It was like super, just burning, man. I had to go to the clinic, y'all. And that right there taught me a lesson with Aquarius. Like, bro, she got me good, fam. She burned me. And literally, I had to go to the clinic and get rid of that shit because, bro, I was not expecting that. So when she hopped on me and didn't give me a chance to put that protection on, she knew what she was doing. And that was intentional. So that's why I say, Aquarius, you got to really watch them and really slow them down, because they be driving that Honda Accord and you got to slow their down, man, because they'll do something real quick and bogus and you won't even see it coming. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, bro, like that pain I felt, bro, is the worst. That was the worst. That was like some gonorrhea stuff, man. That stuff, man, had me like, bro, I could not even use the bathroom. You want to know how I had to use the bathroom? I had to use the bathroom in the bathtub. I had to fill the bathtub up with hot water just to urinate in the tub. I couldn't even urinate, even just standing up. I couldn't do it. It just hurt. It hurt so bad. Like it felt like needles and like just something just needles going in your stuff. And it's just like, I was just like, oh my God, bro. Worst feeling in the world. And that's why I said, like, I like Aquarius and everything, but I be feeling like they be doing like evil shit, and it be like, even there's no reason for it. Like, why? Why'd you do me? Why'd you do that to me? Like, and then let me tell you what she did. So after we did it, and then I didn't know nothing about me having no venereal. I didn't know she gave me something until I felt the effects. So I'm thinking like, okay, we still cool and whatever. But obviously not, because she blocked my number after we did the do. So that's why I said cold-hearted, cold detached Aquarius. She knew what she was doing. She burnt me and she just said, hey, I'm blocking this number. So, because I did call back like about 4 days later, because I was like, wanted to tell her about herself with that whole situation. But it was too late. She had already blocked me. So she blocked me on Facebook. So that's why I learned like not to even just be talking to nobody random on Facebook and mess around. And you know what I'm saying? She challenged me and I was just thinking about, I wasn't even thinking about no disease, no STI. I was just like, okay, thinking we was good. So I was salty because like I ain't see that coming, fam. And one thing about me is like, if I feel slighted in such a way, it makes me like really be trying to. I actually stopped doing. Okay, so I'll say this: I actually stopped doing it. As far as the revenge thing, like I actually had transformational experience where I actually stopped trying to get back at other people because of stuff they've done. But I used to be the type of person where I would actually be on their ass about like if they do me dirty like that. So it's like you really gotta watch stuff like that. But it was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, she got me good, bro. That was probably the worst. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like, that was probably the worst somebody ever did me like that, fam. I didn't never see that coming from 1,000 miles away, fam. Like, literally, I'm pretty good at like You know, I ain't gonna say reading people, but I'm pretty good at like seeing stuff before, like a person intentions. But I was just, like I say, I was too eager and too thirsty with that situation because of how she looked, that I wasn't really thinking about none of that other stuff. So it was like when it happened, I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have been thinking with my eyes, and I should have been going off of my, intuition instead of me. And something told me not to go. That's how I knew my intuition told me not to go over there, because she was willing to do that. She was willing to do that so quick. So that's why I was like, oh, hell no, I should have listened to my intuition. Now I end up paying for it. That's why I be trying to tell y'all in my videos, like, listen to your intuition, because you end up paying for it if you don't. So it's like, man, like, I know now, like, you gotta know, you gotta really be on point when you're doing everything, and like, no matter what it is. See, instead of traditional Aquarius, yeah, they definitely don't have the same traditional ways. They always got their own way of doing things, unconventional. So it's like, you ain't gonna have the type of relationship that you used to if you get with an Aquarius. It's always friends first. It's always it's always this is how I'm gonna tell you how unconventional Aquarius can be. They'll actually sleep with somebody that they friends with. See? And I'm gonna tell you, they'll sleep with somebody that they have an interesting conversation with. But they won't sleep with the person that they're actually in a relationship with, that they haven't had that stimulant conversation with yet. So it's like, if you're their friend, you probably actually you will actually sleep with them if you are like their friend. Because in Aquarius, they're only they only do stuff when they get a stimulation arousal. So it's like, if you have a superficial conversation and y'all talking about something interesting, they'll begin to like you, because you actually talk about interesting stuff with them. So then they'll actually do something like just unconventional, unorthodox, just like something weird, that like, boom, y'all ended up sleeping together. But then, like, if you're their boyfriend, it's like, they ain't gonna do everything unless they feel like you and that person have like a mutual, stimulant like conversation with each other. It doesn't make sense, because that's how Aquarius likes it. They don't like anything planned out. It's all about going with the flow. And then it's like, it can't be something that's program controlled. See, if you the less control, put it like this: if you are the controlling type, you will lose the Aquarius, their interest towards you. You end up ruining it, because she has to feel like she's free. She has to feel like she can come and go, talk to you one day, then the next day not talk to you, and then 2 days later be all in your face. You know what I'm saying? And you not be mad. That's the type of unconventional type of bond and situation that Aquarius likes to have. So, like me, I can dig it, but it's almost like, I don't really like a woman to be all clingy with me. But Aquarius can be clingy though, and it's, if they cling to you, it's because you listen to them, or you listen to them speak, or they like the way, they like what you be talking about, or it could be for something that's weird, because Aquarius women, they are attracted to weird things. So let's say the way you dress, it doesn't look like everybody else. So let's say you dress and you stand out, then Aquarius they'll actually find you attractive, just because your shoes, you got fur on them, or you got the Yeezys on, or some type of outfit that she doesn't see on a day-to-day, and she doesn't consider like, oh, it's normal. So she's attracted to anything eccentric. Then she's attracted to things of the quirks. Is like, okay, she might laugh, or she might do something silly or something odd or weird, and she could do this stuff like where she starts giggling a certain type of way, or she could be attracted to that, like she could be attracted to the way you laugh or something. So it's like little stuff like that. And Aquarius too, like they like to they could like make fun of you for things that they actually like about you, because you got to understand, when it comes to their emotions, they have a hard time expressing how they feel about you with things. So if they like you, they may do it in an indirect way. So it's like they might start making fun of you because they like you. See what I'm saying? So she could really like go to like she could really go to the throne with it, where she's telling hardcore jokes because she really like you. So it's really like fun and games with her. She's not really being serious with you, but that's her way of expressing herself, like her complicated emotions with you, because she's struggling with how she feels. She's just like the Libra. The Libra doesn't want to admit, that Libra doesn't want to accept or admit that she's interested in you. So she plays games. A Libra will try to tell you you're doing too much and say it in a serious tone when she actually likes you, but she doesn't want you to know that. So she wants to be in control of the dynamic between the two of you, like a judge, because she wants to be the one to initiate like the situation and how it goes and the speed it goes. She doesn't want you to be in control of how things go between you and her. So that's why Libra can be indirect, and basically like she could like you, but not really give you the idea that she actually does. See, you could be fooled and think that Libra don't like you like that by the way she say stuff, but she really do like you. She just doesn't want you to know that you're in control. She wants to be in control of the relationship or the friendship. So it's all about dominance. And when it comes to her, diplomacy and the way that she's diplomatic about stuff, she has to have the control, the leverage in anything that she does. So that's why when you're dealing with Libra, they can come off as, aggressive, like, in their demeanor. Sometimes people say that Libras act like men, but it's like, that's because they actually, they misunderstand the whole correlation of being aggressive, because Libra has to hide the fact that they are vulnerable, or they don't not want to be the one that's receiving the orders. They would always like to be in control of every situation and have the leverage. And if they feel like you have the control, then they will do something like sleep with a they'll cheat on you to keep the control. See? Because her cheating is actually like her going out making a decision to not make her feel like she's being controlled by somebody. See? So that's why when she cheats, she's doing it because she's trying to build her ego. She's trying to build herself up to feel like she's on top and desirable, to where she doesn't feel pinned down and stuck to just one guy. So it's really, really tricky when you're dealing with Libra. Aquarius is a little bit more just detached emotionally, to where she doesn't really she doesn't want to feel trapped, like she can't go out and do something with somebody else because y'all in a relationship. So Aquarius will actually sneak, or they may mentally be done with you and not leave you necessarily, because they don't want you to control them. So and the thing about Aquarius is that they will rebel against control. So if you tell a Libra, I'm gonna tell you, not a Libra, an Aquarius, if you, let's say at your job, you got an Aquarius. Aquarius, they like to break the rules. So they never follow rules or directions. So let's say you got a sign in the office that says no, no lounging, no leaning on the wall, no eating, or something that has a rule. The Aquarius sees that rule, and guess what they're gonna do? they're gonna say, oh, I know this sign says that I can't eat here, but I don't give a F, I'm eating here. That's the type of rebellion that you deal with when you're dealing with a Aquarius. And they like people that break the rules. So if you're the type of guy that's like, oh, do it by the book, you're not gonna mesh well with an Aquarius. But if you the type of person that like to break the rules too, oh, the Aquarius gonna love you. They love somebody that don't listen, that's like, that totally just, breaks the rules, gets in trouble. They love the chaos. That's why they actually will get in relationship with a Scorpio, because Scorpios, like, they're the same way, but it's different. It's all about control with a Scorpio, but with an Aquarius, it's all about freedom. So it's like Aquarius just wants to do what the hell they want to do. They just want to be free. And they love people that actually think like them. So it's almost like a fixation. So if you ever wondering why your Aquarius is like sticking to you, it's because how you, it's all about how you think, the collective. That's why she's attracted to you. It's never emotional. And don't never think like, oh, it's all about how she feels about you, because I'm gonna tell you something. Aquarius would cheat with somebody that they're not feeling. That is so freaking crazy. Like, they'll sleep with somebody that they actually emotionally hate. See that? Because it's not about emotion to them or why they sleep with people. See, it's all about this. It's all about, can you stimulate my mind? See, if you approach an Aquarius with what I'm saying, and you will actually snag you one, you'd be like, damn. You'll be like, F knows was right about the whole concept with this. Because you weren't even, she doesn't, because the thing about it with her emotions, she runs from them. So she's afraid of how she feels about situations. She's afraid of how she feels about certain things, because she sees that those emotions, she feels though it's going to take away her freedom by how she feels about things. So that's why when Michael Jordan was playing for the Bulls, that's why he was telling everybody, give him, just get a ball to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, his teammates was like literally seeing him exhausted, and they was like, bro, I'll hold defense for you. I'll hold whoever you supposed to hold. And that's why when it came to Dennis Rodman, man, he was ass, bro. He wasn't even no good basketball player. I don't even know. That's why I said everything's like an illusion, because Dennis Rodman wasn't even like, I don't even think that man was supposed to even be playing basketball, to be honest with you. I think he was just one of them people in the NBA, just like, P. Miller, like these guys just like in the NBA for what? They can't even hoop. And it's like, when you look at Dennis Rodman, he's like, yo, I hold defense, for you, because he saw the state that Jordan was in from doing all the work. But see, the whole thing with Jordan was he wasn't playing basketball he wasn't playing basketball based on how he felt. If you notice with Jordan, he always wanted to outthink his opponents. See? So he always was trying to think of creative ways that he could, play ball and win games and win rings for the Bulls. But he was never playing the game from an emotional level. So even if he felt tired, he didn't act tired. It was like almost like he telling himself that he got energy. And see, it's like Dennis Rodman's he was just like, he's just like your average, your average Taurus. Everybody know, like, Tauruses have a side to them that's kind of like, you really don't see it. You don't really see it come out unless they get on their bullshit. So it's like a lot of times, they real stubborn on how they see things. They get on a routine. So You know, Dennis Rodman, you know how he always did his hair all wild, you know, crazy, got his nose rings and stuff like that. It's like that he had been doing that since he had been like that for a long time. He never switched it up. So it's like, let's say y'all know those type of people that you know in your life, and it's like you ever met somebody that had a nose ring since they was in high school or grade school and they never switched it up. It's like that's always been them. That's how Dennis Rodman was. He kept his hair wild and funky the way he had it, and he had been doing that. So that was like, that was just a part of him. So it's like people thought he was weird, but it's like, bro, he been like that for years. Just people just, they just like, you know, thinking he just doing something weird. It's like, nah, he been like that. So that's why with Taurus is like, a lot of times people think they done switched up, and it's like, no, they been the way they are. It's just that when they get on their bullshit, what I mean by that is like when they get on this stuff that they know that people actually like look at them and laugh and do stuff, it's like they get entertained off of their behavior. So it's like they just get on just like a bull. You ever seen a bull pen, and it's like, you know, the bull goes into the pen, and you notice the one little dude standing in front of the bull get the effing with the bull, and next thing you know, the bull just end up going ham and just start acting wild and crazy and just kicking people and chasing folks, and they trying to run from the bull and jumping over the little barricade looking thing. It's like, that's just how Taurus is. Like when they get on their BS, they just start like, you know, doing outrageous stuff. And it does get reactions out of people, you know. It's like, oh damn, why is his hair like that? Or damn, you know, people be laughing when he holding defense because they like, what is he doing like looking like that, and he playing in the NBA? Like, what is he really even good for in the NBA? It's like, what is, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just there, and it's almost like, but he actually got like, he had a few moments, but it's like, it ain't nothing to brag about, but it's kind of like, it's more practical in the fact that he was reliable. So it's like, yeah, even if he sucked, it was almost like he was still reliable in the NBA. Far as like in the time of Jordan, it's almost like he was reliable enough for the Bulls in that era. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, he still contributed to the team, in other words, even though he wasn't really you know, he wasn't really a name like a famous type of NBA player. So I like to say it's a lot of people like that in the world where they are not good. Like, they probably became a doctor, but they was one of the ones that was never really like, they never really did anything. But yeah, they graduated, but they probably would never, you know what I'm saying? Like, they probably worked at one clinic, and then after that, they probably ended up, you know, changing their major or doing something different. But it's like, yeah, they made the team, or they made, you know, they made it, but they didn't really like get famous with it. So you got a lot of people like that too, where they ain't really like on the, you know, on the up and up with it. But like, you just kind of got to take it for what it is. It's like, well, at least he made it to the NBA. We can't be mad or say nothing about that. It's like, at least he made it. Even if he wasn't a LeBron James, he still made it. So it is what it is. Yeah, he was very odd because, is that the police again, bro? No, that ain't the police. Yeah, it is the police. Damn, it is the police. Every time I do this, it's police always come over here when I'm. But no, this is a 24-hour fitness thing, so I don't know why. No, they ain't messing with me. But yeah, when it comes to yeah, Carmen Electra, he was doing odd stuff, but he been like that. It's like he had been acting the way he was acting. It was just like, it was it was old to him but new to everybody else because he was a mystery. Like everybody knew it was something about him, but they couldn't figure him out. That's why I said like everybody hates what's different. If somebody is different and that's the only person that's doing something everybody else is not doing, then their energy is going to offset the people that are, you know, that may be the same, or may, you know, may not dress like that person. So it's like, instead of just getting to know that person that seems like different, just get to know them. People oftentimes are judged from afar, and they'll just, you know, give their opinion, or, you know, whatever they may spectate, and just, you know, say stuff. And it's like, you really just got to meet the person. Oh, Lewis said, yeah, that's an angel sending you a message to the police. Yeah, definitely. Like I just saw the police a few seconds ago, and I just realized what time, man, I just realized what time it is. I ain't even know it was this late. I literally just like came in here with my McDonald's. I ain't really know it was this late. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like another thing too, like you can't tell everybody everything you know. Like when it comes to meeting people or when you are dating, you can't not tell people everything. Like you do have to leave room for a person to get to know you, like, and give them, you know, I'm not saying to like breadcrumb them, but you do have to like give them a little nugget and not really give them, you know, too much of you so soon, because like some people, they, once they realize you're different, they're going to hate you. It's almost, it's so crazy, because you'll think like, oh, I'm telling this person, you know, more about me, and you might think it's interesting, and you might want to talk about the same thing that you're already doing currently with that person. But then it backfires, because as soon as you start talking about stuff like that they don't understand, or they've never done it, it's like they start to hate you because you know something that they don't know. And it's like they can't understand it. So it's like they end up just trying to, you know, put a name tag on you and say, oh, you're weird. So I just learned that that's because you're not supposed to sit there and tell people like, oh, you know, from time to time I watch F Knows. You ever seen his YouTube channel? Yeah. And then you start saying the zodiac. So one time, it was an Aries woman on this dating site, and I literally said, what's your zodiac sign? And me just saying that one sentence ruined the whole conversation, just because I asked her zodiac sign. I said, what's your zodiac sign? She said, Aries. And then she was like, why did you ask me that? I said, oh, I just wanted to know, you know, I'm just making conversation. Like, she was like, you actually believe in that stuff? I said, I use it as a tool. I said, but it wasn't, I said, it's not really a big deal. I just wanted to know your sign, but I actually wanted to know it. She said, she was like, yeah, she said, yeah, I don't follow that stuff. I don't believe in that. She said, I think a person is a person, and everybody is a person, you know, has a personality, and that stuff is a bunch of BS or something. And I was like, okay, like in my mind, like, why are you so defensive and you're getting upset? It was just a question. You just, if you don't really, like, I guess to me, it wasn't a big deal. It was like just a question. But she was so freaking mad, like angry and defensive, like, oh, why did you even ask me that? Why would you even ask me something like that? And long story short, it was like, it just ruined the whole, like, unmatched. I just clicked unmatched and just unliked, like, boom, like damn, just ask one question. But that's actually, to me, is like hit a nerve, because it's like she's defensive to what it says about her sign, because it's actually true. See? And she doesn't want me to know that, because she knows that, oh, if you know about who I am, then that's not fair, because you know more about me than I know about you, and now I don't want to be exposed for those traits. So it's like, oh, now I gotta, now I'm upset because now you have an advantage over me because you know something that I don't know or that I don't rock with. So that's why I tell people you really got to keep secrets. You can't tell people everything or why you know. You do have to use strategy. You do have to get people, like if you're gonna ask them their sign, do it in a sneaky way, like, oh, hey, like, what are you, you can say something like, hey, what are you doing for your birthday this summer? And they'll be like, how do you know that? How do you know my birthday's in the summer? Just be like, oh yeah, you just kind of seem like a summer baby. Like I just wanted to know what you're doing on your birthday in the summer. And then if they say, oh, actually my birthday is not in the summer, it's actually in December. Like, oh, okay, so maybe on the 5th or the 6th, maybe we can hang out, do something and go to the Dales or something. Oh no, actually it's on the 14th. Now you know they're damn Sagittarius. So it's like you gotta do it in a sneaky way to where it's like you ain't asking them their zodiac signs, like you basically beating around the bush to get that information out of them, so that way you don't get that reaction like, oh, you on the zodiac, you want the astrologer, oh, I ain't with that shit, I ain't, like, oh, you one of those. See, it's like you got, since you know that people oftentimes react like that, it's like you just got to do it in a unorthodox way. So I've learned that because I done already had my hand in the cookie jar or in the oven symbolically, to where I realized that you just can't ask people that. People, if you was just asking my zodiac, it's like they gonna think you weird. Like what? Like what do you ask that? What does that mean? Or what that got to do with it? It's like, well, I just wanted to know your sign. Like, or then they just instantly get goosebumps. They get scared. Like, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. What the F is that? I don't know nothing about that stuff. You know. But it's like, I don't know how to say it. It's like, so only time I ask that, I'm gonna tell you, when things go left and when things are going left, that's when I end up dropping that question. Because it's like I'm already on my way out the door. So what's your sign? Because you are irritating or you are annoying the hell out of me right now. Or I realize that we are not getting along. So what's your sign? 9 times 10, they say something like, well, I'm a Leo, or hey, I'm a giraffe. No, I'm just playing. But no, they be like, yeah, I'm a they'll say something, I'm a Sagittarius, and I'll be like, oh hell no, like this is why this is all transpiring. This is why we're not getting along. I should have known better. I should have asked you this sooner. But that's because you actually understand that this person, what they're capable of, you just got 3 steps ahead. See, it's like you know something they don't know, and if they do know, now they know. So it's like I needed to ask the question because now it makes sense. I'm not compatible with you like that. So this is why we're arguing. This is why we can't. This is why you're challenging me on everything I'm saying. There's no coincidences. No. Said Lewis said only time I ever meet a woman that would buy me something is a Scorpio, but I think it's cause she had kids. Yeah, I had the situation too. A Scorpio woman, she was very generous, and I met her doing Lyft. I was at the time I was the Lyft driver, and I would oftentimes pick her up every. She was just a customer. She always ordered a Lyft ride, and I was, for some odd reason, I'll always get her again. So it was like the 4th, the 5th time, and then we were like talking about politics and COVID and all that type of stuff. And at the time, and then like we ended up changing numbers, and then it became a personal driver type thing. Like instead of using the Lyft app, you just pay me type of thing. So then we started doing that. Then we ended up we ended up saying I guess we got together. So then she said she wanted me, she asked me to pick her kids up from school a couple times, and I wasn't feeling that because it was like, I'm not the kid's father, and I felt weird that, like, we're not married and I'm picking up her kids from school, and it's like, if some kid, okay, you were a woman, I understand what you women gonna say. Oh, well, the kids come as a package deal, like, so if you're gonna get with her, you gotta, accept her kids and stuff. So it's like, it's sad when you are not the father and you are, like, just messing with a woman, and y'all together, and then, like, her kids are little, like, they don't know, and you picking them up from school and you not even a biological father. So it's like, you can't even really relate to the kids like they're your own, because they're somebody else's kids, like somebody else, you know you know you know somebody else created their experience with that woman, and that's their seeds. So it's like, when you pick them up from school, you can't talk to them about really nothing, like, of being their father. So it's like, it's superficial to be like, yeah, son, how was school today? Did you guys learn anything new? And how was lunch? And what'd you have for lunch? It's like, you can't really have that one-to-one experience with the children that's not yours. So it's like, and you don't know how long it's gonna last, because y'all not married. So it's like, it can end tomorrow. So now what are you taking the kids to school for? So it's like, I reneged because I was supposed to, like, pick her up, and I just, as a Pisces, always everybody be thinking like, damn, this Pisces ain't shit, fam. You should pick the kids up from school, dude. Like, man, listen, I don't like feeling trapped into a situation that I don't want to be in. So it's like, I ended up not picking her up and taking her to work, and then I told her I couldn't get those kids from school because I didn't want to. So it's almost like I wanted to get out of this situation as quickly as possible. So come the nighttime came, and I wanted to get, get freaky. So I came over for that, and she noticed it, and then she got mad. And in the middle of us doing our thing, she told me, she screamed real loud and she was like, get off of me, get off of me. And then I said, what's going on? And then that's when she said, oh, she said, that's all you want me for. I'm like, what the hell? I said, what is going the hell in God's green earth? What's going on? She said, that's all you want me for. You just want to screw. You don't give a damn about me. You didn't take me to work. You didn't go pick my kids up. And I'm like, bro, really? We in the dark sitting there arguing, like, really? I'm like, all right, I'm done, fam. Like, I can't do this one, fam. Like, you gonna just stop midway? You didn't even let me finish, and you sitting here, screaming like something really going down, and like literally it's all about, because you assume that this is only what I want. So it's like, Scorpio just kind of like, just, I didn't know, I was just like, what the hell? Like, she scared the shit out of me when she screamed like that. Like, I thought I had, like, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I feel like I knocked the Berlin, what's it called? Oh man, my nose. Man, I felt like maybe I had knocked down the new Berlin brick wall or something. I didn't. She screamed like somebody was jumping Trump's wall or something. So I was like, damn. I really thought someone was, really going down when she screamed. So she scared the hell out of me. And then I stopped, and I had like, what the hell going on? Then she literally said that I was so mad, so heated, because I'm like, that ain't like, that type of reaction did not match the situation. Like, what are you screaming for? Then she said, oh, that's all you want. you only come over to screw. You don't really care about me, and you didn't pick my kids up, and you didn't take me to work. And now I see what you on. Like, you just come over late at night because you wanna screw, and then you wanna go about your business and shit. Like, I'm like, no, that's because I just get off at 10, and then what else we gonna do at 10 o'clock at night? Go eat some George Webb's? I think not. So, no. Everybody know George Webb's be open all night. Or that's where all the drunks and the skunks be at, eating the egg Benedict's meal or whatnot. Nah, I don't even eat George Webb's no more. I ate that when I was little. But nope. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not built for that. I can't do, like, if a woman got too many kids, I mean, even one, it is the kids always becomes the scapegoat, and it's always an excuse when a woman has kids. They can't do this because, oh, I got my son. If you want to come over and screw, it won't happen because my kids are here. Oh, it's the weekend. The dad, oh, you want to come over and hang out with her, and then she's telling you how little Tom, and uh I got my kids for the weekend. I can't hang out, or I can't do this. And it's just like, it doesn't work. It won't last. When the kids is like, they will always get in the way. Like, even with the Scorpio, her kids were asleep, and literally, like, I heard them kids, they were in their rooms, they were snoring. That's how, like, the kids were just like snoring, like going to sleep. She goes in there, she closed the door. We go in the room. We start doing our thing. Next thing you know, one of the kids came to her door and opened the door and said, the door was like, eh. And then I heard the boy say, "Mama, who in that room?" I'm like, how the hell do kids be knocked out, sleep, then like 5-10 minutes later, he go in there in the dark. He like, "Mama, who in that room with you? Who is that? Who is that?" I'm like my mind, like, bro, if you got kids and somebody come over and do that, you need to lock that door from the outside so they butts can stay in that room until you do. Hey, they have to put the lock on the outside of the door so they ain't getting in the room. Cause that's, man, when he said that, it was funny, but it wasn't funny. It was like, literally, I was not expecting that. It caught me off guard because I thought little dog was asleep. I ain't know he was gonna get up like that. And then he boldly opened the door. So that let me know, even when a kid is little like that, they had a spidey, like they spidey senses, like, even if they knocked out, they will wake up out they sleep on some Spider-Man senses type of stuff. Like the kid will just be like sleeping, like, and then next thing you know, they hear a little knock or something, and they like, who's in mommy's cat? Who's in mommy's cat? Like, wait a minute, who's in mommy's cat? Like, hey, like they finna arrest you or something. Like, who's in there? Like, hey, what's that noise? Like, man, you ain't running the damn house, little dude. You better go back to sleep, fam. So, like, yo, who's in mommy's cat? Yeah. But yeah, it's like, to me, it's like, hey, yeah, I just, it does, like, I say, because sometimes if a woman got her grown kids staying with her, that's even worse, fam, because then you can't do nothing, fam. You can't even be in there, like, on some just watching TV, literally just doing that, watching TV. Her grown sons up, and they don't, to me, if I was a son of a woman that's messing with, doing her thing, my ass would be gone. I'm not gonna be there. I'm finna go do my own thing. Like, I don't want to be in there you know, with her and her man and they in there. No, I don't even want to be in the way, seen. But you got some people that want to stick around just because their mama got company. It's like, come on, man. And you got to be careful when you bring women to your crib because they can try to, backdoor you and set you up. Or they'll go, you can't get rid of them. So, like, let's say you bring a chick over to your crib, okay? Next thing they see how spacious and clean your house is. Then you got to be careful because some women, they'll try to tell you that they spending the night. Like, I ain't say you can spend the night. Oh, I'm spending the night tonight. No, you're not. And we just finna do what we finna do, and you finna go back crawl back to your house or wherever you stay, and that's it. So that's why I say sometimes you got to get a hotel, do it the old school way, because you can get people to come over and they can't it's almost like they don't want to go home, and they start trying to, like, you be feeling like they trying to move in on you or something, like they trying to stick around. I don't like that, or pop up on you unannounced. It's like you gotta be careful with that, especially if it's a woman you don't plan on being with. Don't bring her to the crib. And I'm sure women think the same, think the same about men. Like, if they ain't really feeling, they ain't really feeling them on that level, they ain't finna bring them through. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, baby mama. Yeah, I don't do. If a woman got a baby daddy, I don't even trust that shit, fam. I'm gonna be honest. Excuse my French and me cussing and whatnot, but I do not do the baby daddy situation. When a woman tell me she got baby daddy issues and they baby daddy this and that and the other, I just be like, it's too much drama. I don't even want to even risk it, fam. Like, cause you got some baby daddy type of dudes where they actually still be thinking they with the woman, like, even if they aren't together. So they be like thinking that they could just come through and do stuff. Like, nah. And that's how some women, they gotta protect themselves when they dealing with them type of dudes that think they locked in for life because they got kids by that woman. What say Misty said, you kill me, said facts, we never got to spend the night and we never going to. Yeah, no, I don't really do that. I don't really trust that spend the night stuff. Like, when I was younger, I used to always want to spend a night, at somebody's house, and it was like when I got older, I stopped doing that because, like, actually seeing something that I probably shouldn't even have seen at a young age, spending the night, and it's like, I just don't trust it. I don't trust the whole spend the night thing. Like, cause it's like, think about it. Like, if you spend a night at somebody's house, you might have to use the bathroom. You might have to take a number two. You might have to throw up. Any little thing you gotta do, now you in somebody else's, like, domain. And it's like, to me, like, everything is questionable. So it's like, when you are curious in that type of situation, you think about the cleanliness, like, of their home. Like, okay, is the toilets clean? Is this clean? Is the shower clean? Like, you know, if the towels are clean, it's like, what do they wash they clothes with? Well, you start just freaking out. And, like, it's nothing like, it's no place like home, like the Wizard of Oz. It's like when click your shoes together, you like, yeah, I'm at my own squeaky clean house, and I know how I know my bathroom, my bathtub, everything clean and bleached, and I ain't gotta worry about nothing. And it's like, you gotta be thinking about, is the bed, does the person got bed bugs or any little thing that can, like, sneak into your pocket and you take it home and make hot pockets. So it's like, I just be feeling like I'm better off just, yeah, I'll come by, we can hang out, do what we do, and then, hey, come 1, 2 in the morning, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't trust. Like, one time, so I remember one time that there was this one guy from Chicago. He was with this woman, and they were in a relationship, supposedly. So what ended up happening was she had a guy staying with her, and she said the guy was her nephew. So this guy, the whole time of him being with this woman, he thought that was the dude was her nephew. Come to find out, when he would go to work, she'll be screwing the nephew. Because why? The nephew was her man. See that? So she lied to her man and said the guy living there was her nephew the whole time. That guy was her actual boyfriend. So she was screwing both of them. But they were trying to use the guy from Chicago. They were trying to use him for money. So that's why I tell people, like, man, you gotta be very careful, like staying with people, spending the night, and falling for the freaking deception and illusions of people giving you and projecting their illusions onto you, because everything is questionable. Like, do you really think that dude is her nephew? Ask him. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, F knows. Like, you really gonna sit there and like trust that? Like, nah. Especially a grown man. Like, if you look at a dude and he like of age, like, you and him are like in your late 30s and he's still staying there, and that's your nephew, is kind of like, nah, like, nah. I would be even put down a rule if I stayed in that. If I was in that situation, I would make that dude. I would tell that dude he got to leave the house, go get a job, go work a job. Nobody can be in the house, while we at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have some rules and something down to, to not let that happen. But if I even seen a grown ass man living in a situation, I wouldn't even trust it. I'd be like, nah, because this is like it does look fishy. Yeah, definitely. Sagittarius is wild. I mean, the weakness of Sagittarius, this is the main issue with Sagittarius, is because they fear commitment. So it's hard for them to actually stay in something for a long time. That's what gets a Sagittarius in trouble. And that's why they get a bad rap for that, because they actually don't like to commit to anything. So, if you hire a Sagittarius for a job, they might not even take that job serious in the first place. So you got a high chance of that Sagittarius wasting your time, especially if you need help or you need workers. And on top of that, the police came over here. They might say something to me, but I'm gonna tell them, like, oh, shit, I'm going live and I'm about to leave from here in a second. No, that ain't the police. I thought it was. But yeah. The thing about it is, yeah, you do gotta, I forgot what I was even saying, y'all. But you do gotta pay attention to, like, oh yeah, the Sagittarius. Sagittarius, yeah, they definitely, you gotta just be careful with Sagittarius, because they do have that, they have they have a restless energy, so they could, like, get hired for a job and then just walk off the job, or just quit to go find something that's a little more fun to do. And yeah, like I say, they go off of the adventure. They go off of the risk. They like to take the risk of, like, doing something else that seems more adventurous, more interesting. So if they at the job, what I mean by just walking off, they might actually find a an excuse to go home for the day. Or they might say, it's slow, ain't nobody here, send me home, I'm finna go. So it's like they'll be more like willy-nilly to leave. And if they can't leave, some of them would just, they don't take a lot of things serious. They'll just walk off, like, you know, grab they coat and just leave. Like, so it's like they ain't gonna do nothing that they actually feel like, why should I stay? Like, they gonna just do their own thing. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna talk about that too, like, because I don't want people thinking like it. Then like, who are we compatible with, or who what sign is compatible with what? But I actually go far deep in that, and I just wanted to put the disclaimer that when I say I didn't get along, like between a Pisces and a Leo, you know, y'all experience might be different. Y'all perspective, y'all, you know, if you're a Pisces dealing with your Leo, it may have lasted. But I'm just saying, like, with my situation, it didn't last because, you know, our differences outweighed the actual benefits of each other and the expectation. So it's like it didn't work. I can't go back to her, and I don't want to. Like, I don't want to say something and not follow through on it, and it wouldn't be a reason why I would change my mind. So I can't do it. Yeah, definitely, Lewis, definitely. Yeah, you every like you really, yeah, definitely. Let me see here. Yeah, yeah, you come across like warlocks and stuff, like, and it's more like in high wicked places, like, so like, um you don't really see, the thing about witches and warlocks is the fact that you don't see them. It's almost, you don't see them out walking to the grocery stores. See, you don't see them, like, you know, in public, because they may blend in with your average Joe. You know, they might blend in with a group of people. But the thing about it is, within their domain and their house, they actually have a shrine. You know, they have a place where they go and do their witch work, you know, their witchcrafts and stuff. So a lot of witches do have a place, whether it be in their attic, basement, you know, maybe they have a guest room, they have a shrine somewhere within their home. And they, you know, they light the candles, and they, you know, they soothsay and do different stuff, hoodoo, you know, voodoo. And the thing about it is, what they really are initiating is deities and entities. So you have to really be, it's not stronger than, you know, the Holy Spirit. It's not stronger than God, you know. But the thing about it is, it can really you know, it can really do damage control with certain things. So it's like, let's say how, if you wanted to know, how do you know if you're among somebody that's a witch or a warlock? In that situation, the witch will actually cause things to happen that are like weird, okay? In its timing, that could look like the clock could be like constantly spinning, you know, little weird stuff like that, like, you know, things where, you know, confusion, um things not actually working like they're supposed to. Let's say you're at work and you know, let's say you're a CNA, and like you got your, you know, let's say you're on the cart, and you're on the med cart, and you're, you know, passing pills, and next thing you know, you give the patient the wrong medication. You do some type of slip up that rarely happens. That means you can have a witch among you that caused that. See, because when it comes to the witches, they offset things, like, to where you might be in a bad relationship, and then all of a sudden they could cast a spell. Next thing you know, you end up staying with that person longer than you should have. You know what I'm saying? Little stuff like that. But like I say, you really only way that spell will really affect you is if you don't have a covering. Meaning if you are not, with God, or, saved. And if you are just a person that's just walking this God green earth and you don't have a covering, then you'll be more affected by it, because you don't have a way to defend yourself. So that's why I tell people, like, when it comes to witch warlock, it's not for you to fear it. See, it's not for you to fear it, because if you fear it, you actually feed it and you actually give it more power than it actually has, because you're actually afraid of it. But it's just for you to be aware of. So as long as you know that they are out here, then that allow you not to fear it, because now once you able to see their work and see what they actually do, then you can't be deceived by it, because you actually are aware. It's hard for a person to do anything to you harmful if you see them. See, a robber can't rob you unless you are caught off guard. See, a thief can't do anything, can't hurt you, and they 9 times out of 10 might not even try it if they know they're gonna get caught. See, or they'll play off your fear in order to get what they want out of you or from you. But if they see you from down the street and y'all look at each other, 9 times out of 10, that thief gonna think twice about robbing you, because you saw him. See, so it's like anytime you're aware of something, it basically is like you weaken that whole experience of that particular opposing threat. It's like, okay, they're not, what can they really do? And see, the thing about it is, witchcraft is made to control you. So if a person wants the upper hand relationship, that's why they do, they'll try to go to a soothsayer and try to get an answer, try to speak something bad upon somebody to control them. So I had that situation about the spaghetti, not spaghetti, it was the sloppy Joe. And it's almost like the Sagittarius woman, she was a witch, but she was actually going to the same church that I was going to at that time. And I had no idea that she was a witch, because I never seen it coming. But she was actually doing voodoo, but she was doing it secretly. See? So when I went over there, she had made some sloppy Joe. She asked me if I was hungry. And I was hungry, but the lights in her room was like very, very dim. And I was tired. So I kind of like, I basically was out of it. I was hungry. And then she's like, oh, would you like some sloppy Joe? And I was like, yeah. She said, how many do you want? I said 2. So next thing you know, she come upstairs, she gives me the sandwiches. And then she's like, oh, she just sits on the bed, lay down, watch the TV. The lights is dim. I'm starving. I'm tired. I go into the sandwich like this, and then I see the filet, like this filet fish. And this is exactly how I grabbed the sandwich, the sloppy Joe. I was like this, and then as soon as I grabbed this and I pulled the bun, because listen, before I pulled the bun back of the bread, but it wasn't a bun like this, it was bread. As soon as I peeled the bread back on the sloppy Joe, guess what I seen? It was a handful of hair in each sandwich. And mind you, when sloppy Joe, it's very difficult to see anything in it, because some people put corn in it, some people put different type of vegetables in it, some people put green pepper in it. And this particular sloppy joe that she made, it had a handful of hair, like somebody went like this and literally like inside of the sandwich. And it was in both sandwiches, one full handful of hair in both sandwiches. Now, if I would have ate that shit, I would have been dead today, and I probably would have died from it would have been I forgot what they call it, but some type of ingestion type of clog or something. I would have been gone. I wouldn't even been on this live right now. And I'm gonna tell you, the type of voodoo that she tried to use was I'm gonna tell you what the root was. The root of that voodoo that she was doing. She was trying to stop my progression because she knew that I was chosen. See that? She knew I was sent by God. So with the things she tried to do was stop it through Satan. And the voodoo that she used, the root came from, the root that she was trying to use was unexpected death. Now, you know, with Pisces has the same situation. Unexpected death can occur. Now, this is a thing though. Before, I'm gonna tell you, true story. No, I'm not bullying. I'm not bullying y'all. When I was hungry, I was tired, right? When I peeled the, you know what made me, I'm gonna tell you what made me peel that bread back. I heard a voice say, wait, check the sandwich first. See that? Now, who do you think that voice was? Who do you think that voice was? See? The voice was God, and I'm telling you the truth. God told me to check that sandwich first. See? So when I peeled back the bun, the hair was in there. See? So my point exactly is this. Witches and warlocks, they do exist, fam. And I'm telling you, like, people don't be paying attention, fam. You trust in everybody, fam, and everybody don't have your best interest, fam. There's people out here that will literally do you in the worst way if you let them. See? And you got to know who you are in order to stop thinking the same way that you used to think. Always check your food, fam. I don't give a damn if your mama made, your cousin made it. Check your food first. Cause if I would have ate them sandwiches, I would have been knotted up. And I'm talking about, I seen somebody actually eat, somebody that ingested hair. I was watching a video about it. And literally that person was sick. They was so freaking sick. Like every day they was throwing up. They was like so damn sick. The doctors didn't know what it was. Like nearly nobody knew that she had ingested that. And she went to go see somebody that actually specialized in that. And they put their fingers in her mouth and made her, like, you know, this, the way they did it was just crazy. But they actually got her to actually, like, I'm talking about hand, it was so much hair within her body that they was getting out of her, man, and it was knotted. I'm like, see? And guess what the knot was? The root of it was the person was trying to do voodoo on her generation. They was trying to stop the anointing. They was trying to kill it off before it had a chance to actually reach its purpose. So that's why I said, like, everybody has a purpose in this life, and the enemy don't want to see it. He don't want it to actually happen in your life. They try to destroy you before you have a chance to, you know, have that actually reach it. So that's why I said wherever you find resistance is actually where your calling is. But yeah, you guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Thanks for watching, and peace out.